about the intro, or well, I say not worry about the intro. We're going to
worry about it.
wait. Hold on. Where's everything?
Be good.
There it goes. I think we're good. And
Are we good?
I'll probably have to rearrange that here in a minute, but for the most part, what's up, everybody? How we doing? Welcome on in. Welcome back to the Chaotic Codpast. Leota will be here momentarily, but I am joined by once again Big Ape 93 and Hydroxide Ant. What's up, guys?
Hi.
Don't mind me. I need my barbecue water.
That's right. I can't believe you didn't laugh at my pun.
Which one? Oh, just what the doctor ordered?
Yes.
I laughed at it. Doesn't mean I didn't. See, I just got called.
Did you say barbecue water?
I did say barbecue water.
Okay, I just wanted to double check.
Yes, you heard correctly.
Let me see something.
You heard correct. You heard correct.
Okay, I think we're okay.
Yes,
okay, so whenever it wait. Did Leota?
Ah, you cut Leota in half.
Where'd she go?
My God.
You cut her in half.
There it is.
Hello.
That was
cut
weird.
Leota in half.
Am I free from purgatory?
You're free.
Yay!
I'm free now.
I don't know what just happened, but we're working it out. We're figuring it out. Hi.
Nate cut you in half. That was the problem.
I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
Hello.
But welcome on in, guys. How we doing?
Oh,
How was work?
great. Had to serve hungry people for the Lakers game, so I'm glad I escaped that madness.
Oh, jeez.
The joys of working at a sports bar.
Yay.
Oh, I can imagine that's a fun time.
Yo,
yeah.
Spartan, what's up, buddy? How are you? Welcome on in. We got a lot to talk about. So, last time we did MCU Phase 4 Part 1, which covered WandaVision, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, Black Widow, What If, Shang-Chi, Eternals, Hawkeye, and Spider-Man No Way Home. Phase 2 has Moon Knight, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, Miss Marvel, Thor Love and Thunder, a little mini-series that I forgot about and I haven't watched, but the little I Am Groot little mini-series.
Oh, those are so cute.
She-Hulk, Werewolf by Night, Black Panther 2, and Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Tony, we love your waifu. which he's first up on the list, Moon Knight, which I had to say was a fantastic show. Oscar Isaacs was just wow.
Yeah.
So, Tony, you have him as your wallpaper. We're gonna let you kick this off.
I really liked Moon Knight. It is interesting because I watched Moon Knight as I was doing a dive into DID. So learning about that and then seeing a show that had a character with it was very interesting. And I'll be honest, they got me a few times where I thought I knew what was real and I was wrong.
Oh yeah.
Wrong.
Next.
I love this show though.
Is he there? Is he frozen?
Who's frozen?
Big
Dakota, you good?
Okay, is Dakota?
Oh,
Oh no!
I was wondering. I was like, should I talk? I was like, but then he looks like he got stuck in the nether.
no, come back. Technical issues. Don't mind us.
Oh boy.
I don't need that. Go away. Dakota!
Dakota, no! But
Don't
yeah, I
leave
think
me.
Moon Knight was a lot. It was a really good show.
Wow.
I really, like I said, I thought like I knew what was going on with like who was like first, for lack of a better term, and I was wrong. I was so sure.
Like who was who or who? What was going on?
Yeah, like I was so sure, like while watching it first, that Steven was the original. When I first started watching it, because it's like all of these things
there
that
he
he
is.
finds, like a cell phone hidden in his room and stuff. It's like, oh no, this is clearly Steven is clearly, here, and then came up with this crime fighter persona, basically. And it's like, nope, that was quite the opposite.
There he is.
I am here. I hope.
I was about to ask. Like, you good?
I hope so. I got the spinning wheel of death, and then everything went.
And then he said, no.
Mm. There's that Moon Knight, Tony. Can't believe you did that.
Yeah. Moon
He
Knight
had
broke
to.
it all.
Just
Damn
the
it.
mere mention of Moon Knight.
I mean,
Inter-
Moon Knight was really intense. To be perfectly honest, Oscar Isaac deserves a lot of praise for how he was able to pull off both Steven and Mark Spector, because he kind
Yes.
of like what Tony said, he made it so believable. He honestly made it so believable to the point where I was like, no, Steven's the true guy. He's the real one, right? Right?
Yeah, and then like,
And then Mark Spector's like, no, sorry, you're just a branch off of me because I got issues. And I'm like, oh, I thought I knew.
like, well done. Well done.
It was so well
they
done.
got us so good. Like usually when like I watch stuff, I know I'm like, no, this is it. Like you sort of like get it, and you're like, oh, maybe they'll do something different. But this is one of the times where they got us.
Oh, it got
I'd say.
so crazy too.
And Oscar Isaac bounces, like, he had so much chemistry with Oscar Isaac. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
I think that
just-
Oscar
just-
Isaac and Oscar Isaac worked really well together. If like I had to I would love to see, I would love to see, I guess if we hop to a future part, we might be able to see Oscar Isaac, and Oscar Isaac together.
Oh, we
and I
are.
think that might be a good show, if I had to guess.
I don't know. They'd have to fix the other Oscar Isaac role a lot.
The Jake Lockhart? No, Jake.
No, Oscar Isaac also played Apocalypse in X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh, that's
Did he really?
right. I forgot.
Don't
Yes, he was
remind me.
Apocalypse.
Don't remind me.
Because there was a whole meme about Star Wars where they're like, Poe, are you okay? And he's like, I don't remember
crap,
the
he
meme,
did
but I'm
play him.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that was him.
I thought that's what you were talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
No, I was joking because he played Steven, Mark, and
Jake.
Jake.
Oh,
Jake.
Yeah, the assassin Jake. Yeah, honestly, that's gonna be an intense trio to see all three personalities. Because not Spencer, Steven's like this adorable little sweetheart that's just like you just want to
Yeah.
like cuddle, and you're just like, I'm so sorry, baby, because he was thrown into this mess. Whereas Mark Spencer was like, so yeah, about that, just move
My
over. I
bad.
kind of gotta fight.
just works at a museum, man.
It's just like it's just like he's just a guy who works at a gift shop in a museum.
yeah,
you know
at
what
a
I
museum
mean?
gift shop.
Who knows a lot about Egyptian history?
And then Ethan Hawke
He's
had to
like,
come in and fuck everything up.
Yep. It's all Ethan Hawke. So like I feel like we'll have some interesting ones to talk about like at a certain point. But how did you guys think Ethan Hawke was as like
Oh, I loved
probably
him.
a
Loved
villain?
him.
That's
Yeah,
good.
Like he was.
Terrifying.
I like him.
My
Yeah,
guy was
horrifying,
walking
like-
around with glass shards in his in his
Oh,
sandals.
No, he was just
Yeah.
vibing. He was just like, yeah, this is fine. It's another Tuesday. What?
He's like, he's like Arthur. He's like, so yeah, we're a proper community. We grow our own food.
we walk on
We have
glass.
movie night. I have glass in my slippers, but anyways, we feed a whole community, and it's like, wait, you have what in your slippers?
Like,
We grow our own food.
I feel like I'd rather step on Legos.
I like to step on Legos to remind myself to be a good person. It's like, hold up, this
Oh,
man is a menace.
Like, what?
I feel like there's so much about like obviously this is for everything, but there's so much like to dive in about like every show, every movie, because it's like there's so many interesting aspects because it's like so we know that well obviously we don't know about the third, probably not. I mean who knows? But
We
like
know,
it's
he doesn't.
interesting that yeah. But it's interesting that like even Steven among learning about everything that like Ethan Hawke's character is saying, it's like, oh no, I'm not for that either, sorry.
And then his alter
Obviously,
ego,
Yeah.
like, I admit, I was a little disappointed we didn't have as many Moon Knight scenes,
Yeah, that would have been nice.
but I
Yeah.
love
I agree.
the story that they told between Mark and Steven with
I also
like all the
Oh, I'm
trauma
sorry.
of his childhood and like how like you cope with that. Like I thought it was really well done and well acted. Especially
Yeah, I
like
agree.
the conflict with his mom.
Yeah.
Was it his mom,
It was his mom.
or was
Yeah. it
His
was-
mom was the one who resented him after the accident.
Oh, right. Thank you for that
Yes.
refresher. I forgot about that. The whole incident with his little brother, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Who also the little brother who was also named Steven, if
Yeah.
I'm correct.
I think so, yeah.
Was the
I
little
believe the
brother
little brother was also called Steven, but like he also based the persona off of Stephen Grant, the Indiana Jones knockoff, I will say.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was a weird segment.
Yeah.
When that little trailer was coming on, I was like, what are did I start the wrong oh.
Yeah, I
Well, I
remember
still-
that now.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that just made me sad remembering this.
It's-
Like,
yeah.
what led to Steven and Jake Lockley was his trauma between his mother and losing his brother. That really wasn't his fault. That was like an honest mistake, to be honest. Like a tragic mistake, but it's not like he did it with malintent.
It's a kid wanting to go play with his brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's as deep as it goes. It wasn't like I'm gonna kill my brother.
Like it
No.
was just an
Yeah.
accident. He got trapped and
Yeah.
they couldn't get him out and his
Yeah.
mom
Take
blamed
him
him.
out. Oh, man.
His dad was a good person, though. His dad really did try.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
it just sometimes there's only so much one parent can do, and the other one's just being I know it's gonna sound mean, but like a piece of shit.
Yeah.
You
Well, you're not
Just
wrong.
saying.
it's it's a time where you all need each other, and instead of being there for her sons, like yeah, she's hurting because I could just imagine a mother losing her child, how painful that is, because like everything that's going through your mind of bringing that child into the world just for them to be taken out. I understand that's hard, but it's like don't put the entire burden and blame on your other child. Like that's not fair. Like you guys got to be there for each other, support each other mentally and emotionally, because you're both hurting. But the way she went about it is what led to us getting Steven, Mark, and Jake, which honestly, I don't like you. What's it? Kanashu? Kush?
Khonshu.
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 Yep.
Khonshu, you are one messed up
Khonshu.
person because how dare you
Yeah.
use all of Mark Spencer's alter egos for your advantage?
Yeah,
Like-
all the hosts in the world.
He
Yeah.
did. Although I'm gonna be honest, I absolutely love how we know which version of Moon Knight we get when they transform.
Oh, that
'Cause
was
we
great.
know with Mark's-
That was great.
Right? Like with Steven, we get the adorable little tuxedo with his like little
Yeah.
chucks.
Over here looking
And
like a
then with
white
Mark-
Deadpool.
Yeah, exactly. White
Yeah,
Deadpool.
yeah.
And then we
That's so
have that
cool.
version. And now I'm interested to see what Jake Lockley looks like.
Yeah, that thing.
Because I don't think he's gonna look like either of those two,
Oh,
to
he
be
won't.
honest.
He won't.
I have a bold prediction.
Oh,
that it might
what's
not
your
be good.
prediction?
My bold prediction is it's gonna be like Moon Knight, but like dressed up as like a classic like mob member.
I can see that.
That
So
would be
like
cool.
picture Moon Knight basically in a suit with like the hat and everything. That's what I'm picturing.
And then, in terms of like the other characters, we had Layla, the wife.
Yes, Layla's.
I was waiting for that.
I love her. I loved her the entire series.
She was great.
Can I just say one thing about Layla? Tell him thank you for introducing a strong, independent female character without reminding us constantly that she is a strong female independent character. Like, don't
Yes.
get me wrong, I love all my Marvel females. I love them. I just love them when they're portrayed properly without an agenda.
Yeah.
Because it's like when it's not pushed in our faces, you can enjoy the character really, really well.
I mean, like authentic.
Like, yes, authentic. There you go.
It felt natural.
Yeah, it
This,
did feel natural. She was like this badass woman going in there, especially when she transformed into her version of Moon Knight. No, it wasn't. Was it Moon Knight? No, it was.
I just had it, and then I went to another tab.
It's
Scarlet
oh,
Scarab.
Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
okay. Yeah.
There
she
you
was
go.
an avatar for a different
For an
God.
Egyptian god.
Yeah.
That
there's
was
so much to
badass.
it.
So this is a very random silly moment that I remembered all of a sudden. When Steven and Layla they have a kiss, they share a kiss together, and then
Mhm.
Mark
Oh, yeah.
using their fist punches Steven in the face.
I love that back and forth banter between those two.
Yeah.
And it was all him. It was all Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
that couldn't have been easy, and like he did it so
There
well.
was some good stuff. Wasn't it like the first episode with the steak scene that got me?
Yeah. I
It's
felt
like, I
kind
didn't
of
order a steak.
bad. Yeah.
Oh, right, because he was saying he was a vegan at first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The complete opposite of Mark Spencer. I love it.
Yeah.
I went to. I went where? What?
Yeah.
Sorry, that wasn't me.
Oh.
But one of
What's
my
with this
favorite.
accent?
One of my favorite bits was when they're in the mental hospital and the door starts like bashing and like, what is happening here? And then the hippo walked out. Hi.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah.
He was like, hi.
I love her.
Her little hi is what killed me. She sent me to
It
heaven
was
with that.
Yeah. It was adorable. It's like, hi.
What goddess was that again?
I was gonna look see if anyone remembered it because I can't remember.
Taweret. Taweret.
Yeah, that's what it said when I looked it up.
The hippo-headed Egyptian goddess of childbirth and fertility who guides souls through the duat.
Mhm.
Really like
Got
her.
down to her. She was so cute. If I could meet that character, I would give her a big old hug.
This is like, I love you.
I did. I
It
did.
was a good time.
Oh yeah, but
It was.
the action
had
was
a good-
fantastic.
It
No, I had
was.
fun with it because I didn't get to watch it till later because Nate was like, "No, it's actually really different than what we're used to," and it was.
It really was.
Ugh.
You know, I feel like that's what's. I know we're gonna go in deeper into the other movies and TV shows, but I feel like Moonlight was what we needed for Phase 4. It was like a nice refresher because it was serious. It was intense. It was perfectly balanced. The comedy was there, the intensity was there, the action was there, and I don't know. It just all meshed really well, and it's kind of it kind of gave off like the beginning parts of Marvel phase, the first Marvel phases.
Yeah.
Like the first Marvel phases were like more serious than comedic, but it had some haha moments. But Moonlight is like, I know they're trying to go into more like a funny series, but they still kept it serious in the right way. Where I wish they would kind of continue that with everything going forward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's gonna lead into what I have to say about Thor: Love and Thunderbird. We'll get there soon.
Just wait.
Oh, wait till we get there.
Strix was saying earlier, it's like, yeah, I don't think any Marvel movie has gotten your hate more than Eternals. I said, no, I prefer
It's
Eternals over
wrong.
Thor: Love and Thunder, but we'll get to that in a minute.
No.
Oh, I got.
No. Don't hurt me.
Oh no, you're not the cause of my. So Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness.
Doctor Strange.
Oh hey.
I had to wear my Doctor Strange shirt.
That's
Had to.
Yeah. But before we get into this, overall, Moon Knight, fantastic show. Loved it. I loved how standalone it was compared to everything else. Like it wasn't as connected to anything. It literally told its own story, which I wish they would do more of instead of, yeah, here's this. Like, I don't think there were any references to anything.
Oh, actually. Sorry.
But yeah,
Was there any?
but yeah, overall
think
solid, really good. Doctor Strange. Oh, he gone.
Oh,
We lost him again.
no! No, not the Dakota.
Dakota, come back.
Dakota, come back.
I
You
don't
can
know
blame
what's
it all
going
on us.
Discord's been being weird lately.
It has been weird lately. It's been making me very upsetty spaghetti. And I'm like, why do you do this, Discord? Why?
Why,
very odd.
Discord? Why?
Not being weird for anybody else. Or is
Oh
it
no,
just
it's
me
being
today?
weird. Like last night, I kept like breaking up the games that we were playing. It's like what? But yeah, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, the movie that had the writers and the director were building it up so much hype for it. Because one of the biggest things I was floating around was who's going to cameo in this movie? Who are we going to get? Like, who is in this movie? This is where we're going to get Deadpool. This is where we're going to get Wolverine. This is where we're going to get all the X-Men. This is where we're going to get all this. And, oh no, Wanda's not the real villain. She's just being manipulated by someone. The real villain's going to be shown halfway through the movie. Okay, cool. And I feel like all that hype ruined it for me a little bit.
I don't want to say it ruined it. It just kind of over.
I still really, really like this movie.
Yeah,
will
it's one of my favorites out of this phase.
It really was. I'm gonna let y'all go.
Look, it had it was two of my favorite things: Marvel movies and a Sam Raimi movie. Like you can't you can't do better than that.
I have to say, I loved it for many reasons. I actually did love it. And my reason being is I don't know if anyone's seen it because it's not directly canon. Well, I guess you could say it's canon now because of the multiverse, but it's not directly connected to any of the Marvel movies. And that was what is it called? The Immortals? No.
Eternals?
It has Medusa. We're Black Bull. So how it introduced Black Bull when we finally Inhumans, there you go.
Okay.
So I don't know if anyone's seen the Humans TV show. It didn't do that well. It did pretty bad, but I actually did watch it. So for me,
I remember.
You made it to the whole
did you watch it too?
Season?
It was only like 6 episodes.
Yeah, I saw the entire season.
I'm sorry.
I'm one of those people where I watched everything from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Inhumans, everything.
I couldn't.
Oh, because it had
it had Ramsay Bolton from Game of Thrones in it.
Yep. And he was the terrible person in this show too.
Yep, he absolutely was.
He's just good at being that guy. I got excited when I saw Black Bull sitting there. I literally pointed my finger at the screen. I was like, I know that guy. And
I mean,
it wasn't
cool.
what I wanted. I guess we could all say it wasn't exactly what we wanted because exactly what Nate said. it was hyped a lot, and we got hints and pieces. And once we saw Professor X, I don't know if you guys felt it, but I expected more.
Oh, definitely.
Oh, we can talk
I
about that whole segment because I think that is one of the parts of the movie, if I had to pick, that I just it grinds my gears. Like I know what they were trying to
That
do.
scene is the biggest disappointment. It really was.
Well, just that whole segment there because Nate, I think
Yeah.
I think I told this to Nate. I was like, your first appearance of Mr. Fantastic, and that's what you do to him, like.
Oh man, that made me so mad.
Bella, good job.
I
Thank
got
you for that.
pretty furious about that part because it's just like, oh, look at all these cool cameos. What do you mean you just killed them all?
Because here's my thing about this. It's not just that. Did you hear the music that played when Professor X appeared on screen?
The slowed version of it,
Which
my
is not,
childhood.
which by the way, is not the first time that that score was used in the MCU.
Mhm.
What was the other time? I don't remember, to be
My
completely
brain's
honest.
like trying to think.
It's one of the upcoming topics in tonight.
One of the upcoming. I'm trying to think. Then.
Okay, I'll just say it. Miss Marvel
Oh.
Oh.
in the post credit scene, or no, in the mid credit scene of the season finale, when she's sitting there talking to her best friend, and he's like, "There's something different in your blood, some sort of mutation." And then the music plays in the background while she's like, "What?"
I love it.
But yeah, that's that. But
I mean, overall, the movie was good. It's just that whole scene when they go into Professor X's universe. I forgot what universe that was. I was just let down because I expected more, especially that fight scene. Like Black Bolt. Okay, if you guys were gonna kill them off, at least give them a fighting chance. Black Bolt was done dirty. Yeah.
But here's
what
the thing.
mouth?
It felt like the fight lasted 20 seconds and like everyone was gone.
Pretty much.
like,
The big thing is, and by the way, for those who might not be aware, yeah, we're spoilers. So just heads up. Because
Especially with what's her name? Wow, we were just talking about her last time. Carter.
Captain Carter.
Captain Carter. My brain, I was like, because I didn't sleep much last night. My brain's like, we're trying. But Captain Carter, oh man, they did her so dirty in that movie. She did put up a fight, but
she got the second worst because okay. How are you gonna give the quote unquote smartest man in the universe, Reed Richards, the line, Black Bolt can destroy you with a single word, or like with his voice or something, like by simply opening his mouth?
What mouth?
To a witch. But it felt rushed. If like it was like, okay, here's these cameos, okay, here's us showing Wanda's ultimate like badassery, and then we're gonna move on to the next bit.
Yeah. To be honest, I do have to give them credit for making Wanda terrifying, because when we saw her in Age of Ultron, she was already scary, but she wasn't that bad. She was like bearable. Obviously a misunderstood heroine. Like, I wouldn't say misunderstood. Like, she was a bad guy with good intentions, then became a good guy, and then, with the
Darkhold.
Sokovian
Sokovia
Accords.
I'm sorry. The Sokovian Accords, and then with everything that happened in WandaVision, it's like we see like her go deeper down into the rabbit hole to the point that because she is so adamant on having her children that she was so far into wanting a family that she became so terrifying. They did really, really good on making her terrifying, especially that tunnel scene when she was chasing
America Chavez.
what's her name? Yeah, America Chavez, Doctor Strange, and what's her name? Christine. There you go. That whole scene, I'm not gonna lie, it sent me chills. She was actually
She
terrifying.
was horrifying.
She
Yes.
was.
And you know
Like-
why? Because that was Sam Raimi coming out right
Oh
there.
yeah, oh yeah. And just to preface, like, she was tanking Thanos by herself. Like,
Mhm.
she would have killed him herself had he not rained fire.
Actually, yeah.
If it wasn't for that, like, she would have obliterated him by herself, and you could tell she was having fun with that. But
I want to say that's what carried the movie is
Wanda,
Wanda definitely carried it. Like,
Yeah.
that movie was more like a fangasm, if anything, with all the cameos and everything, just to get us excited. They were like, you know what? We know you want Professor X, and we know you want Patrick Stewart, so we're gonna give you Patrick Stewart, but we're letting you know this is the only time you're gonna have Patrick Stewart because he's not coming back for anything else. Because, like he said after Logan, he's done. So
yeah, okay.
it was nice to see him again. I just like Wanda, you did him so dirty in
Not
that
just
scene.
to see him again, he finally had the yellow hover car. Like, car.
That's true.
The hover chair.
That was awesome. Yes. All I could think about was my cartoons, my X-Men cartoons, when we see him in the yellow hover chair. That was exciting. But after that, it was just sad.
But Doctor Strange was just, I don't know. Like, I love Doctor Strange, but this just, yeah, I liked the movie overall. It had a lot of funny moments, but Wanda and Elizabeth Olsen single-handedly carried this film.
Wait.
I think that's very fair to
What?
say. Yeah.
What funny moments did this movie have?
There is some, like, banter with America Chavez and Wong.
Yeah,
Oh,
those
okay, is
two.
that
I
aspect?
mean, when Wong exists, yeah. I also
Yeah,
love
that's
that
true.
one
Listen,
one is
Wong
Sorcerer
gets
Supreme.
his highlight later on down the road in the conversation with She-Hulk, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, 'cause I was like, wait a minute.
And then just I was hoping we would get, because by my understanding, the Doctor Strange that he faced wasn't the same one from What If.
Mm-hmm.
It was a different Strange. And I was really hoping that the What If show would, be a factor other than just getting Captain Carter, which, by the way, loved seeing Haley Atwell back as that character, like as
Yes.
Captain Carter. I really hope we see more of her in the future, especially with
Not gonna lie,
with the
her
multiverse
in
coming
the suit
in.
was hot.
Oh yeah, mommy, yes. Just
I just wish they didn't like try to go crazy by giving her Roger's line. Like that was just like
I can do this all day. Yeah.
yeah,
I was like, that was weird, but I mean, okay.
it makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense given the character, but that
You know
was
what?
kind of forced in.
It was. You reminded me about the other Doctor Strange. I gotta give them credit. That fight scene they had
Oh, the
with the
musical
two
number
Doctor
bits?
Strangers. Oh, sorry, the dog ambulances just came in the house.
Doggo.
Puppo. Oh.
They're like, "Hi."
Look at them.
Okay, yes. Hello, my sons. But that fight scene was really cool,
Yes.
especially with the music notes. When they were
Mhm.
throwing the music notes back and
Yes.
forth, I was like, "Oh shoot, it's getting real. This is amazing." But then the fight ended with him getting impaled by, a fence. But that was a pretty good fight scene for however long it lasted. You know what? Let me give Benedict Cucumber, because I can't say his full name. Cumberbatch. Benedict also did get on the creepy factor with Dark Doctor Strange, because when he was looking at Christine and he was trying to like, oh, you brought Christine here. I was like, oh God, that sent chills down my spine. Please don't do that
Mhm.
ever again, sir. I love you, but please don't.
I know.
Oh, And his doorknob was, I actually appreciated that because his doorknob was his face, but it wasn't Benedict's face. It was the comic book version of his face.
Mhm.
I like that little Easter egg because not that many people really know how creepy he actually looks in the comics because Benedict makes him look nice and friendly and whatnot. And like bearable versus the comics, he just looks like a menace.
I
He
know
looks
that
like he
joke,
can
by the
ruin
way.
your day.
I know the joke
That's
in chat, by the way.
Ah, ah.
I don't think I know the answer to it.
But
They both
my
lost their
biggest thing
vision.
is they both lost their vision.
Oh
No, no.
Wait, Devil knows how to.
Wait, it
cope
says
with the
what's
life.
different? Oh, okay. Because said COVID lost.
Yeah.
Mm.
I like that.
But I don't understand how Doctor Strange got that third eye. Can someone please explain? I feel like I might have missed
Because
something.
he used the power of the Darkhold to possess the dead Strange or something like that,
Man.
and he absorbed the power or something like that. I can't. I saw. Unfortunately for me, I've seen all these movies and TV shows once. So, and that was like when they first released in theaters. So my memory's a little foggy, but I know it has something to do with the Darkhold. Which, by the way, that Charlie's Theron. Wow.
You know what? That would make sense. That would make sense why he got the third eye. And for the woman who came in towards the end, is that Dormammu's niece or
I can't remember. Like, I don't know that part, but I know in the comics
Dormammu
that
is
character
Prince Biden.
becomes
the new
Dr.
Sorcerer Supreme?
no. She's married to Doctor Strange in the comics.
Oh, Titus.
Yeah.
He's trying to seduce me with his puppy eyes.
Oh.
Sorceress from the Dark Dimension. Wait, hold on. She is the sorceress, the disciple, lover, and eventual wife of Dr. Stephen Strange, and his successor as Sorceress Supreme.
Okay, so they do kind of have a
We're good? We good?
baby come back.
Return to me.
Hey, but like evil Doctor Strange though.
Like, things just got out of hand.
I'm sorry, my child. My hand is getting tired. Can I please stop petting you?
No, love me.
No, if I stop,
No.
he's gonna be barking at me nonstop until I start petting him again. So I'm just like, all right, fine, get what you wanted.
Mm.
Like
You do-
overall, the
it
movie
looks
was
like that is
good.
an alarm dog.
He is an alarm dog. Him and my husky. And they know the days they go on walks too. They don't let me sleep in.
It's today. You know.
They're like, today's the day. Wake up, human. We have to go on a walk. And I'm like, please sleep, please.
It is crazy how dogs like know what day it is. My dogs very much can tell what day it is and like know based off of what I'm doing that, oh, time for this.
Yep. Yep.
Man, Stream's just being like Discord's just being weird tonight.
Yeah, where is Dakota gone? I think Dakota's gone again. Dakota! Dakota!
We're talking about Doctor Strange. Come back. We need you.
Dakota!
You know what? You know what? The one thing that got me excited as well is when him and America Chavez were going through all the multiverses. There was for a split second they went into a universe that I wish I could say was Miles Morales' universes, the Spider-Verse universe. I was like, ah man, if it was, because I've only seen the movie twice. I was like, that I want to say it is. Okay, don't quote me on it. It's not factual. It might not be it, but I want to say it is. And in my own mind, I want to say it is because I hope that they would just all connect one day, even though they most likely don't. But
It's just a theory.
It's
A
just a
Marvel
non-existent theory. But I love that. That was really fun. I had a lot of fun with them going through all the universes like that, especially the slime one. The slime one looked fun. I don't know how that would
Spectrum
work,
doing some
but
work. I'm sorry, buddy. But
what?
and
Do
then,
we have to fight Spectrum?
oh hi, we're doing this.
Alright, hold on.
Dakota!
I
Yep,
see
it's
you,
me.
friends.
Glorious,
I'm about to go
glorious
mobile
hair.
for now.
That's fine.
Let's see if go circle better.
There we
I think
go.
it's better that way.
Nailed it. Proud of you.
Yeah. I could tune in mobily for this one, I guess.
Absolutely.
I was like, really? We're doing this? But no. Did you guys get to hear what I said about the zombie fight? Because that was one of my favorite things from that movie.
no, please
Forgot about that.
Please
We
repeat.
didn't hear it.
No, because like the Sam Raimi is a great horror director, and he really got to shine out there, and just using the Dark Hulk to control dead strains, and that whole scene was just amazing.
And then Wanda was like, "You're right. I'm wrong. I shouldn't do this," and destroyed the temple, like where the which is like the source, like the focal point. It's like where the Darkhold came
Yep.
from or something. And so destroying that destroyed the Darkhold's power.
Yeah, she called him a hypocrite.
Well, he kind of is.
To be
Right.
fair, he really was. I kind of did feel bad for her when she said that. Because she's like, if you do it, you're the hero. If I do that, I'm the bad guy. She's like, that's kind of not fair.
And she's
And
right.
I'm like, you know what? Yeah.
Like that's the
Like,
thing
how
about
many rules does he get a break and get away with? Whereas she does one just because she just wants a family. Oh
Hey, she
no.
was being reasonable. She said, "Bring me the girl, and I won't destroy everything."
yeah. But in her defense, she had been through some shit. And
Oh, man.
it like her goals and desires were acceptable, her means of acquiring them were not.
Yeah.
It's like, honey, you should have gone a different route than this. But we like, seeing everything she's been through between, the experiments, Age of Ultron, Civil War, Infinity War, and then WandaVision, like, she was sick of it, and I don't blame her.
And that's crazy too, especially when
Like,
she finally gets to what she wants, and they're like, stay away from me.
Yeah, and then like
That was
Wanda
tragic.
and Wanda had that moment together. Was just like,
You know what? Praise? Not praise. Shout out to Elizabeth Olsen for showing motherly love and understanding of what our Wanda went through, and then our Wanda, like all the emotion. Actually, she's same with Oscar Isaac. They portrayed two different two same characters the right way, as if they're genuinely separate characters, and made it believable. Because Elizabeth Olsen looking at the boys, that's what snapped her. If it wasn't for them, I think she would have kept going with trying to get them back. But after them looking at her like she was a monster is probably what snapped her back to reality. It wasn't Strange. It wasn't America. It wasn't anyone. It was her boys, and the realization, oh, this isn't what I wanted. This isn't what they want me to be. And that was tragic.
and what
Let's
was
be
the
honest.
line, like the one Wanda said, that really just snapped her? No, they will be loved.
Know that they will be loved, yeah.
And just my girl, just I
that was something in there. Well, Strange had good chemistry too, so I guess that's the theme of the first two movies: chemistry with yourself.
Yeah.
which is like a second part of like the whole theme of Phase 4 is dealing with grief.
Actually, 3, because Loki as well.
Oh,
When he had a face with his future self.
All of
Even
them.
though he didn't get to live his future yet, like he got to see a glimpse of what his future was.
That's true.
And then, his other multiverse versions of himself, but still. You know what? Those are three things that they did good. Is like looking, you know what? You just reminded me. So you know how in What If with Natasha, she got to go into a universe where they lost their Natasha. Why couldn't Wanda just go to a universe where they lost their Wanda? Where those boys lost their mother.
Wasn't
Out
that a
of the
question that
million.
was posed or something?
Yeah,
Like
like
in the movie?
Was it?
I
I
could have
don't
sworn that was
recall it.
something.
Maybe. Honestly, can't remember if that was a question they
I
asked.
feel like it was. Like, didn't America say I could send you to a universe or something where you'll get whatever you
Maybe
want?
that's
Like where the boys
Like,
lost their mom.
maybe that's what it was. One, yeah.
Because realistically, why
No,
didn't
no,
she
no, no.
just do that?
This is what I
Scarlet
get for
Witch
not doing
said
proper
that,
research.
I think.
Do what?
I think Scarlet Witch said that. I think because there was a dialogue, if it was her and Strange or something, where I think she said that too. I'll just go to another universe or something. No, because it wasn't her. Was it?
I feel like it
Erica?
would have been strange saying that to Wanda.
It was one of
These
them
are
saying it to
America.
her.
Because they're like, what if they get sick or something, and I'll just go to another universe or something. There was dialogue about this. I remember.
Yeah, there
But I don't
was.
Yeah.
remember. Oh. Mm-mm.
But overall, Doctor Strange. Well, unless you got something else you want to add.
No, I was just gonna say like he's right though. They did mention that, and the thing is like, even if she went to their universe, like, would it have really been enough for her?
Probably
Yeah,
wouldn't have
that's also fair.
because it wouldn't have been her universe unless she got the kids from that universe and brought them to 616. I think that's the universe that the MCU's in.
Yeah, I think that's right.
But yeah, I feel bad I haven't watched these movies since they came out. I should have watched them before this, but
Nah, it's okay. I've only seen a couple of them once, and
Hey,
What
we're
if- is
doing
what-
good doing it by memory, honestly. We gotta give ourselves props.
yeah, Doctor Strange. No, it wasn't bad. It was extremely overhyped with the rumors of who was going to actually appear in it. Because when you have a movie titled, like when you have a Marvel movie with the word multiverse in the title, you expect a
Yeah.
lot of things out of it.
multiverse of madness.
And for the story, like what we got was, I feel like the movie might work better after a second viewing. Because the first viewing, you go into it, like I said, like anticipating so much, and then you once it's like, oh, okay. I feel like going in knowing what to expect, it would be better.
Yeah, no one expect because I remember the big one going in. It was like Tom Cruise is going to be Iron Man in this one. Like,
Please
yeah,
no.
okay.
The relief
that was the
I
big
felt,
rumor,
the
if I
relief I
remember.
felt after that movie when he didn't show up once, I was just so happy.
I have
It's
to
like-
agree with him.
That was
No
definitely
No
a thing.
offense, but I did not want to see Tom Cruise in a Marvel movie.
He no.
I'm not sorry for saying
I'm
that.
not. No.
Oh man.
But
Thank the Marvel gods.
I'm sad we're not getting John Krasinski like as Reed Richards proper. But I feel like casting him in that particular role is like, hey, here's the fan casting. Okay, cool, sweet. A part of me
Wasn't he the one who was in The Office?
Yes.
Okay.
I feel like after watching this, I don't know how he would have worked in like the long game. Like
That'd be
AJ
interesting.
doesn't issue. I don't know. I don't know what I'm getting at with that. I just feel like him, like there's too much. Like the fans want it way too much. And so I feel like that would have added a level of expectation to the role in general. And so if he would have been like the full on, like, yeah, he is that, like he is Reed Richards in the MCU, it wouldn't have worked as well. I don't know.
Tough to
Whereas
say.
putting him in this kind of role, where he's the Reed Richards in a different universe, works a little bit better.
Hmm.
Meanwhile, the actor we're supposedly getting is Adam Driver.
Yeah, supposedly that will be interesting to see.
Adam Driver?
Kylo Ren.
Yes.
Eh.
I wasn't like super excited, to be honest, hearing Adam Driver.
I don't want to see Fox, Reed Richards.
Like Adam Driver, like is a fantastic actor. Like
He is.
Star Wars is unfortunately like his lowest work. Some of it,
I don't.
but
Anything about like a Fantastic Four movie scares me.
like, can we just get
Because-
Ian Gruffudd back?
I just don't think any of them are gonna be good.
Can we just get Ian Gruffudd back?
Ever.
Recast Jessica Alba, but bring back Ian Gruffudd.
You don't want to keep Alba around?
No, I
That
don't.
guy-
And
Bring
bring back
back
what's his name?
Evans.
Michael. What was it? Chiklis?
Chris
Hey, we
Evans
should
has-
Yeah, bring
Yeah,
Evans
we
back
should-
for that.
Yeah, we should cast that Chris Evans guy. I wonder whatever happened to him after that movie.
Yeah.
You know what? I think he'd be good. I get the
Yeah.
feeling he could do that role all day.
Mhm,
Oh, because you could literally have the. You look familiar.
Yeah.
mhm.
Just have him meet Sam Wilson's Captain America. Bro, I know
Not
you.
gonna lie, John Krasinski in the Fantastic Four outfit was pretty hot. I wouldn't mind if they brought him back because he looked good. He didn't wear
He
that
looked-
suit. That
yeah.
suit wore him.
No.
Okay, that suit wore him, and I'm kind of a little sad we're not gonna get him as Mr. Fantastic. He looks, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Because like when you see him in the office, you just see him as like this goofy guy and this like just goofy character. But when you put him in a serious role like his other movies, I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
he actually does really well.
That's what I love about seeing like actors with like that kind of range.
Mhm.
Because
To me, like he looks like what I picture Mr. Fantastic. looking
Yeah.
like. too.
Yeah, that's fair.
So,
which
like,
again leads to the whole everyone wants him to be the MCU's Reed Richards.
mm,
But I don't know. I feel like I said, I feel like that leads to some sort of level of overhype and over expectations. I don't know. I might just be
Fair
talking out of
enough.
my ass. I don't know. All I know is I was happy to see him. I really hope we get to see more of Haley Atwell as Captain Carter in the future.
That would be nice because that's actually us outside of What If. Actually, seeing her wear the suit was
It was
Mhm.
magical.
it was magical.
There.
And I have a feeling we're going to see her in King Dynasty and Secret Wars.
Please just bring her back.
Yep.
Just,
Oh no, they did that universe's Captain Marvel dirty too. Oh no, crushed by a statue.
nah.
Oh, I forgot about her fight scene.
Yeah, that thing. What fight scene?
It crushed my hopes and dreams.
Kind of like it crushed her. Were your dreams as crushed as Captain Marvel?
It's like
Yeah.
really that was like a statue. Come on.
But,
With a statue, though. A statue.
but didn't Wanda absorb her powers before she threw her into the statue? I feel like I saw something like that. If I remember that scene correctly, I feel like
was she Cell? I didn't know she could absorb powers.
I don't-
Now.
she's a witch. She can
I-
do whatever.
I think she like probably nullified her powers
That might have been what it was.
because she definitely lost the ability to do any of her like photon moves for a second.
Yeah.
And Wanda definitely whooped her butt for it too.
Oh yeah.
Damn, I forgot about that fight scene.
Yeah.
Something.
Overall, not bad. You know,
Not bad.
Too
Bordeaux got
overhyped.
on my nerves, but
who did?
Bordeaux.
Yeah,
No,
Baron
no.
Mordo. Baron Mordo.
Mordo.
Mordo, yeah.
He got on my nerves. They could have lived if it wasn't for you. Just saying, okay.
Like, bruh, just whatever. But yeah, Doctor Strange, decent film.
Yeah, it was decent. Definitely more in the scare. It was definitely more in the horror factor out of all the Marvel movies. So they did really good in the
Yeah.
the horror aspect of it, because that was really dark for a Marvel
And
movie.
I loved
Oh,
it. I loved it.
And isn't that the first Marvel movie where we actually got to see genuine like death scenes? Where
Mhm.
everyone's like,
More of
blood,
them.
blood. I want to say it was the first Marvel movie where we saw that.
I
Definitely
mean,
one of
there's
them.
25 plus movies at this.
I think though, like, yeah, that was like
Dakota, you good?
Because we've had blood in other movies, but none of them weren't as
No, like,
gory.
As brutal.
Yeah, brutal. There you go.
I mean, we got Thor decapitating Thanos in Endgame, but
I don't even like this might sound, but I don't even remember like seeing blood after.
Yeah. Especially when they decapitated Thanos. There wasn't really blood like splattering
it
anywhere.
wasn't. It wasn't. It was just.
Whereas
didn't
in
even see
Multiverse
that,
of
though, did we?
Madness,
Do what?
I said we didn't even really see the head chop you off, did we? It was just
We
We
kinda
saw him
did.
swing and then his head roll
Yeah.
across the floor. We didn't actually see the.
Yeah.
yeah.
versus here, like didn't she blow up someone's head? Wasn't
Yeah.
it Professor X?
Thanks.
No, she snapped his neck. She.
Oh yeah.
It's made the
She
Black Bolt
removed Black
blow up
Bolt's
his
mouth,
head.
and he spoke, and then his head went. And then, obviously, you know, Captain Carter,
Oh yeah.
Sliced in half.
her roll got cut in half. She got Darth
It
Maul.
really did.
She got Darth Maul.
She did. Yeah, she did.
Half
Don't
the
worry, she'll be
woman's
back with
used to
spider
be.
legs.
Oh, wouldn't
I
that be
can't wait for the
something?
spider legs.
Wanda. I can see her in my mind's eye. Wanda.
Oh no! Get the
That was pretty
Nobi.
good. We
So,
need that as a sound alert now.
I can't do that scream, dude. I don't think anybody can top that scream.
No. You don't need Wanda. Kenobi need Maximoff.
Kenobi.
It goes with it. Oh man.
Oh yeah, let's not forget Loki's minor appearance in that movie, if you call that much of anything.
Was there an appearance in that movie?
Was Loki in that? And Doctor
I thought he-
Strange?
Yeah, like towards like the ending credits.
Don't
What?
remember that.
I don't remember this.
Wait, or was that Quantum?
I don't
Quantumania.
remember this.
Hold on, let me.
Wait, what?
Okay. See. Doctor Strange. Loki. Wait.
I don't remember Loki in there.
He wasn't in Loki. Like, he wasn't in Doctor Strange. He was in another movie.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to step on your tail. Okay, goodbye. Oh,
I
I'm
was like,
sorry.
wait a minute.
He's like, why'd you step on me? Okay, no, never mind. I know why I mentioned Loki, because they were saying that the scene, the music of Wanda syncs up with Loki singing, like when that's like a whole nother topic.
I
You know
think I know what you're
right?
talking about.
That's probably why I thought about Loki.
Well, one of the scenes tied into the end scene of Loki season 1, where they finally kill he who remains, and then okay.
Yeah, but that's completely off topic. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I think I've seen that clip too. You're talking about. He was like, "We've crossed the point," and they sync it up. If that's the same one.
Yeah, that is it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Completely off topic. Sorry.
Hey, no.
I mean, it's Marvel,
all
so it counts. But yeah, overall decent film. You know, could have been better, but it was fine for what it was. Loved the horror aspect of it.
Yes. that
And
was
then the
best.
next project just completely flips it around in terms of tone with Miss Marvel, which I have to say was an adorable show. I loved that show. I loved her as Kamala Khan.
The first episode made me feel for her dad, because the ultimatum of, hey, you can go to this convention, but you have to take your dad with you. I would have taken my dad. With all that effort he put in as dressing up as the Hulk was adorable. I high key really felt bad for her dad because she was like, no,
That was
you know,
hydrate.
typical. Gator Loki.
Tony.
Tony, I see you.
Best
see
Marvel
you.
superhero right there.
Yep.
We have
Tony.
Gator Loki. We have Frog Thor.
Ooh, do we all have to hydrate?
Yeah,
Are we all hydrating?
Yeah.
Oh,
hydrate.
water.
But yeah,
Everybody
Miss
has to
Marvel, I
hydrate.
feel like is a show that didn't get nearly enough love. Didn't get enough recognition.
It didn't.
Like
It was cute.
it was like a, I don't know if you want to say coming of age, but you know it was a teenage girl in high school's life dealing with like powers. But I loved it. I loved her. And I loved her struggle with the powers and just that journey. And I have to say I love the representation because that wedding scene was so fun to watch. But
I wish I could have more input to put into it. I tried binging as much of it as I could yesterday and a little bit at work, but it got so busy so I didn't get it finished.
that's fine.
Admittedly, so I have also not seen Miss Marvel.
I don't think you ever
I
watched it.
tried
did
my
you?
best.
Look, I've said it once. Good for the show if it's all good. I am not the target audience of that show. Just saying.
I think I got like 5 minutes into the first episode and then I ran out of bitching time.
See, this is what I was talking about. Like the show doesn't get enough love.
Yeah.
For the most part, for the first 4 episodes, I did like it. I want to finish it. I just like how, like, her struggle, like when I think it was the bracelet she found, like her grandmother's bracelet or something, and like the struggle of her realizing, oh, where do these powers come from? What do these powers do? Oh my god, I have powers. Oh my god, I could be like Ms. Marvel, like that.
It was
raw-
adorable.
It was adorable. Like
and it was very
she was
relatable.
insane. It was. It's like, imagine if any one of us got powers. I feel like we would react like her. We would be excited. We would be dorky about it. We would like her own costume. She created her own costume. Yes, it was a costume off of Captain Marvel, but it had her own touch to it. It was cute. The whole thing of her friend, like going, like the journey of her with her friend of discovering her powers is like fun because it's like I feel like everyone would have that one real star of Phase 4. Oh,
I
Kamala?
think she's talking about Croc Loki. Gator Loki.
Oh, Croc Loki.
Yeah, Gator
Gator
Loki.
Loki. But I can't
Real
wait to
star
finish
show.
it because it looks like it's a really good show and it's so fun. It's so friendly. It's kind of like Moonlight. It's refreshing because
You keep saying
it has
Moonlight.
like New light?
Right?
You keep saying Moonlight.
who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm trying to get my brain to work.
You had a busy day. This is fine.
Brain function, I understand.
Brain things.
I will say, watch the
Wait,
show before The Marvels comes out in November.
Definitely. I plan on finishing that.
I am gonna go back and watch it. I just unfortunately
Because
ran
I
out of
can't.
time.
I can't wait for The Marvels. Like The Marvels is my most anticipated comic book movie of 2023.
The first trailer that came out, it looked really fun. It looked really fun, like how they all switch places when they all use their powers. So I really want to see how that works out.
You know that's gonna be fun, like in the final fight, which they did show some of that in the trailer.
Which
But-
I'm really getting tired of trailers for doing that.
Oh,
Because
God,
I
yeah.
feel like the trailers is probably why Multiverse of Madness wasn't that big of a hit, is because they reveal too much. These trailers are revealing too much that when you see the movie, you're like, oh,
Like the
Okay,
final
that's
trailer
it.
for Doctor Strange showed Captain Carter. So it was like, stop. But yeah, not much to be said about Mr. Marvel because I'm the only one who saw it. But
let's hear your point of view of it.
like,
I want to hear
loved
it.
it. Like I said, I loved it. It's a cute show about a girl who just wants to make her place in the world, and suddenly, boom, she has these powers, and now she can be like the hero she idolizes. But then she realizes, oh, having powers has consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And she discovers a lot of like secrets about her grandma, and it's really good, and it leads up to like this really powerful final confrontation. Obviously, I'm not going to say it for who, but it's really good. It's really good. It's really fun, and you can understand her mom's overprotectiveness, but then she's like, "I get it. You do you. You do you."
Yeah.
But it's like Dakota said, it's not for everybody. But it's 6 episodes. It's worth it at least once. You know, just to get like the overall arcing story, which does
I'm
bring
definitely going to.
which does bring up a problem with how things are going now, because you do have to watch the Disney Plus TV shows to understand everything that's going on in the movies.
Yeah.
Because you know, there's some people who haven't seen a single episode of a TV show.
Yeah.
And now they're like, okay, who's that? What's that? What's going on here? What? Who? What? How? What? What? And
I think we talked about it briefly
Yeah.
last.
Yeah. It's harder to
but
keep
yes,
all that separated
It's
now.
so hard to keep up with everything. At least
which
to me.
thankfully Marvel's now cutting back on quality over quantity,
Yeah.
because we
Like,
got
there's just too many things coming out like in a year to me.
like everything we're talking about today came out in the same year. This is 9
it did.
projects
So much
that we're talking
content
about.
to, like,
All of it came out in 1 year. So, yeah, you know, when people say I've got Marvel fatigue, I can understand why.
Yeah.
On one hand, you know, you have these TV shows, great, you can expand more, you can tell more stories this way. But at the same time, when those stories have to be watched to understand everything, it becomes convoluted. And it's like, okay, so we watched this when? Did we what? What? This connects to what?
Yeah, that's part of it too, because there have been some things you're like, wait a minute, this is
Which, for like, I watch everything. Well, I say that I haven't watched one of these things. But,
well, it's one of those things too, like, it's hard for me to keep up with everything. Like, I'm behind on some of the current phase.
Yeah.
And you add the TV shows into it too. I'm like, oh man.
Got a TV show coming out next month.
Yeah.
Which one?
Secret Invasion.
Yep, that'll be another one.
That's gonna be a big
What they
one.
need to do, and I'm curious to see if this will be the trend versus the anomaly. Echo is dropping all at once, so you can just sit down and watch it all at once. So if the others are going to take that trend, okay, just give me a
I feel
weekend.
like they need to do that. Just, you know, the week to week, you know, it makes sense, but at the same time, in a world that thrives on binging, just release it all at once.
Well, like with Loki, I waited till it all came out and then I just watched it all at once.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't do that with any of these shows. Like, I have to watch them like as they release, especially Kenobi.
Yeah.
But
Same.
like,
Kenobi was a different.
like I watch these shows, like every episode I watch like when it releases, and the idea of not keeping up to date, just I can't do it. I have to watch them as they come out. And now it's like,
especially to avoid spoilers, because if you don't watch it, there's gonna be so much spoilers, especially on Twitter.
Always that and TikTok's the worst on it, and it's I would love to stay up.
My
to
point in
date with
case,
all
like
of it.
last week, the post-credit scene for Fast X was on TikTok.
Yeah, that was
and the movie came out officially tonight.
That's crazy.
Yeah, they get crazy.
And Guardians 3 had the same thing. There was clips all over TikTok from Guardians 3.
Yeah. I've actually managed to avoid.
There was one I almost sent Dakota just because it was one of my favorite scenes, but I was like, nope, he hasn't seen the movie yet. Nope, don't do it.
Yeah.
But
but it's just like, we're saying add all this with the TV shows, that, and like it's hard for me to keep up with it between, work
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
everything else that goes on in a day.
But I mean, and that's not saying like the stories they're telling aren't good. It's just there's so much to consume now,
Hmm.
which is why I'm glad Marvel's taking a step back and going, okay, pump the brakes. All this stuff is gonna get delayed, but everything that does come out is gonna be like higher quality, which good.
Thank
Because
God.
half of this has not been. Point in
Because I
case,
think,
Thor: Love and Thunder.
oh yeah, that. But I was gonna say,
Yeah.
I think Star Wars got the jump start on that.
They really
Because
did.
you notice
They really did.
they cut back on like
Well,
stuff
look what
every
happened
other.
after Rise of Skywalker and the reception from the audience. They were like, "Okay, we fucked up."
Yep.
And
I feel like, oh, you're right. I have been saying that a lot. Wow.
what happened?
My brain's like, hey, I'm sorry, self realizations. Like, I think I'm
Yeah.
finally waking. The coffee is finally working.
It's kicking in.
Is it in your
It's
system
kicking
yet?
in. And you're
I'm
right because
caffeinated.
I am caffeinated. And it's hard because not only are we trying to stay on top of Marvel TV shows, but we're also having like Star Wars TV shows coming out, and we're also having like TV shows like The Last of Us coming out, and a lot of other things that aren't Marvel related because so much is coming out that it's hard to keep on top of it.
Exactly.
That because we already know that Marvel's consistently bringing out content that we're like, all right, we could put
Mm.
this on hold so we could watch newer shows like The Last of Us, like Kenobi and The Mandalorian that just recently ended. So
There's another one.
Marvel really did need to slow it down because so much good stuff was coming out that people are gonna flock to things that creators took their time on, especially like The Last of
Yep.
Us.
I've
The
heard
model
nothing
that,
but.
like I said, oh, go ahead, Nate.
No, go ahead.
I was saying that model that works best is when, for me personally, I have a day and I can just sit down and watch it. Point in case you were talking about
Yeah.
Mandalorian, Nate was like, "Hey, you need to watch it," or not. I kept up with it, but not season 3.
Andor is the show that I've been on your ass about ever since it came out.
Well, Andor was another one, and then Mando season 3 because I was like all episodes behind, and I just took a day and went through all of it, and I was caught
That's what you
back
have
up.
to do. Is like you have to like lay out like a day or two to be like, all right, I'm gonna catch
Yeah.
up on everything.
Which sucks
All right,
because
I can't do anything else today. I have to watch all this to keep up.
which sucks because like when you look at like I don't want to say the normal person, but like on average, most people work like Monday through Friday and they have Saturday and Sunday
Yeah.
off. They want to spend some of that time with their family. They want to spend some of that time hanging out with friends.
Yep.
Because they're working
yeah.
during the week. Well, if they have 2 days off, are they going to spend that entire time just binging shows that they missed?
It's hard to A, want to do that, and B, to do that, because
Can't disagree
sure.
with Disney fatigue because the Marvel, Star Wars, and then like all this stuff, like it's all under Disney. So
it is Disney
Yeah.
fatigue.
That-
You're not wrong. It really is Disney fatigue.
even though it's under Disney, Marvel has their own schedule and like their stuff, and Star Wars has their own as well, but they're just under the same umbrella.
It's Disney fighting with Disney.
TLDR,
Disney
it's
versus
a lot.
Disney.
It's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
And while it's
Yep.
good, it's a lot.
It is. But like I said, the quality piece of it's something else. And there's one on this list that was an absolute brilliant piece of work. But we'll get to that later.
I know which one you're talking about. I know which one you're talking about. But I know which one you're not talking about. Thor: Love and Thunder.
True.
Thor: Love and Thunder. Can I?
I'm gonna let you start.
Who?
Can't see. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Oh, don't fall.
Oh. Oh no! Don't do that. Nate's gonna get his. Oh no!
Look, I'm sorry, but I love you, Starbreaker.
Damn, that's
Okay.
big.
It's a hold on.
Jesus.
Let me. Can I do it without the? It's
How big is that thing?
That hammer's
If I
almost
were
bigger
to
than
stand
me.
up, it's like,
Oh my god, your hand like barely
I'm
covers.
so sorry. Why aren't you registering it? So
I think you have to turn off
basically,
the
it's a
background.
big boy. It's a big chunky boy. So
Oh man.
we made this. This is
Oh,
actually handmade
okay.
by us.
Oh, that's
Now
We
it
awesome.
makes
decided
sense.
to. It's made out of aluminum.
Yes.
We grabbed this from the branches from an actual random tree branch we found lying on the street,
Wow.
and we carved into it. And ow, ow,
Oh, no.
okay, ow. So this is big boy Stormbreaker.
If Thor had that one, he wouldn't have had to aim for the head.
Oh, gosh,
Yeah.
he would not have.
If Thor had that one, he would not have had to aim for the head.
So this guy is a really big boy. Definitely a big boy.
Found a new bonker? Yes. But yeah. It's not that I don't like goofy movies. I don't like movies where the main character is written so
Stupidly.
wonkily and just the humor didn't it worked for Ragnarok.
Yeah,
But
somewhat.
here I hated it. And let me just I didn't despise everything in this movie.
Oh,
You said a goofy movie.
No, I'm reading the chat. But
did you see what he posted?
who, me?
No, Tony.
Yeah, did you see what I put in Discord?
Oh no, no,
That's
because
what
I
we were
can't,
laughing.
because I can't have anything pulled up because like if I switch away from
Okay.
the cam pop out, it throws everything off.
Oh, okay.
Hold on a
You'll
second.
see.
Hold
You
on.
will see.
What did you do?
You said it. You
What
said
did
a
you
goofy
do?
movie. You said a goofy movie.
I don't,
I got it. Slow reaction time.
Oh, there you saw it now.
pretty sure I just cracked my phone too.
Oh no, not the
I
fucking.
have to 100% agree with Nate on what he has to say though for Love and Thunder.
Because here's my thing. Okay, let me just say, I loved Natalie Portman in this movie. I thought she did a fantastic job as the Mighty Thor.
Mhm.
I thought her outfit looked incredible, and I loved her chemistry with Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie, which I loved Valkyrie because I love that character.
Mhm.
Christian Bale could have been written better, but I loved just that creepiness that he brought. I wish we would have seen more. Because we get the opening scene, and then it cuts to Sif saying, "There's this guy going around killing all these gods." I wish we would have seen more of that. Instead, it
would've
just
been
goes
more-
from this to this, and there's oh, what? Okay. And it's just relying on word of mouth. This guy is a badass god butcher. But they didn't really do anything with that. And again, that's not Christian Bale's fault. It's all Taika Waititi.
Well, a big part of it too was if you remember the marketing for it, it didn't do them any justice by being like, "Oh yeah, hey, Guardians are in this movie too" for 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Which they apparently Taika did that to help James Gunn out because he didn't want that to be a thing for Guardians 3 after Endgame.
Mhm.
And so James and
yeah.
Taika talked together and was like, "Hey, can you work this out to where the Guardians leave and the Guardians and Thor split up?" "Oh yeah, no problem." And that's how that scene came about. So
Even the Guardians were done with Thor.
Well, one of the main things I don't know if we've had this talk before, Nate. One of my main things with this is Thor 4, and each movie Thor has to go find himself again. I'm like, we're doing this again?
Yeah.
He's
Hold on. That wasn't actually a thing in Thor 2. Thor didn't have that issue in Thor 2. He was strictly he was strictly out to save Jane from the ether inside of him and stop the Dark Elves. There was nothing in that movie about him having to find himself.
Maybe I'll have to.
That was set up in Age of Ultron. After he went to Asgard and did the spell. No, he didn't go to Asgard. I don't remember, but anyway, that was set up. It was that was set up in Age of Ultron. That was set up in Age of Ultron, leading into Ragnarok. So
Yeah.
you're partially right. It's just the whole finding himself was done all throughout Thor 1 and half the Avengers movies.
And
now this one. And Ragnarok.
And Ragnarok.
Which, again, Taika's writing for Ragnarok, it worked extremely well. It's just seeing Thor go from the serious character that he was to the campy goofiness from Ragnarok was kind of weird. It's like, okay, where did this come from? And then after everything that happened in Infinity War, I was like, okay, cool.
I always hate how they keep going back and forth, and I know this is jumping ahead in a little bit in the movie, but it ties into Ragnarok too. Or I think it was Ragnarok. Because it was when the Mjolnir thing happened. They keep having this big issue with like, oh, I need Stormbreaker to fight or something, and when Odin was like, "You're the god of hammers or the god of thunder," and Ragnarok at the end, they did that. He did it without that any conduit basically, and then when you get to
this one, he
Love
was
of Thunder, he's like, I need Stormbreaker, or I need Mjolnir. Like, really?
No, the thing that I hated, he talked to Stormbreaker and Mjolnir as if they were his current girlfriend and ex-girlfriend.
Yep.
it was definitely like an attempt at humor, and it just didn't register with me. Like, I didn't find it.
How you doing?
To be that funny.
Listen, I see you over there hanging out with my ex-girlfriend. That's cool. I'm happy for you. I miss you. Like, seriously. Like, really? And then having Stormbreaker just like glaring at him.
Had a mind of its own.
What? No. Like, you're my only one. It's just, like, come on now. Like, just, that was dumb.
I have the humor of a 6-year-old, so I love.
So I'm gonna let y'all go for a little bit.
Huh?
I said I'm gonna let y'all go for a little bit. So please share your thoughts.
Okay. Everyone in this household is a big Thor fan.
Mm-hmm.
My first husky, his name was Thor.
Mm-hmm.
Not after the comic Thors, but after Chris Hemsworth Thor. I love Thor. I loved every movie. I loved Love and Thunder in its own way, but it is my least favorite Thor movie. Will I still watch it if I want something that's just like unwind? Yeah, I'll still watch it, but it's my least favorite because one thing that I loved about Thor is that he's intelligent. Like, when we saw him in the first Thor movie, when he was talking to Jane about like the clusters, the Rosenberg Bridge and everything, he was tying that with like science and magic and how they're both the same for him and where he comes from. Sorry. And he was very, very intellectual. He knew what he was talking about. He knows about the different worlds, the different species. He is not a dumb character. He's not dumb. He is for, after like the whole thing with like the frost giants and everything, he was for the people. And for everyone that's read him in the comics and has seen the cartoons, he is for the earth. He is for the animals. He kind of gave off like a hippie vibe, but not a muscle head vibe. I hate how in Thor Ragnarok, I forgive it because it was a breath of fresh air to see him go from Shakespearean Thor, who was like,
it's Shakespearean. That's the best way to describe it.
Yeah, to go
You're
from
not
Shakespearean from
No,
that
no, you
to
better
funny,
than
goofy. I'm sorry, for some odd reason I'm like burping a lot. it's
It's coffee.
There's
the
definitely
coffee.
a tone difference for sure in that one.
Yes. And it was fun because especially like that whole scene where he was like, "Oh, and then look, he was a snake because I like snakes," and like it was fun seeing that. But it would have been nice after Ragnarok to see him to go back into a more serious tone because one thing that, pardon my French, it pisses me off that we got the scene with Zeus instead of the scene we could have had. I don't know if you guys have seen it where Zeus and
I know,
Thor
yeah,
were talking.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
I
The deleted scene.
I want that
I haven't
scene.
seen the
Give me
deleted
that
scene.
scene, please.
It's
Because it's like,
in the scene.
Oh, is it better?
The scene in question is
Yeah.
right before Thor goes to fight Gore.
Yeah.
It's when Jane's in a hospital. Zeus comes to visit him,
mhm.
and he's like, "I see your troubles. Blah blah blah. You need to fully learn what it means to harness lightning." And he says, literally any item you want, you choose, can be a lightning bolt. And he picks up a little twig and says, "This can be a lightning bolt. You just have to harness the power." And he turns it into his lightning bolt, and he shows him how to harness the lightning bolt that Zeus uses. And it's a really touching scene between Zeus and Thor.
That sounds
Mhm.
immensely better than.
I
It
think I know
was.
why they cut that though.
I mean, yeah,
Because we
especially with the
wouldn't get-
mid-credit
Yeah.
scene.
The credits.
Spoilers, if it wasn't for that scene, we wouldn't get that awesome battle between him and Hercules. And I get that. I
I
get
can't wait for
that.
that fight. That fight's gonna be brutal.
That's gonna be fun. Hopefully.
It is, but
Just
at
so
the same
long as
time,
Taika's not the one making it.
yeah.
Which I don't think. I think Disney does not want him anymore. They're like, yeah, we want to do Thor 4, but we want someone else to make it. I'm like,
Yeah, because-
don't want to do it either.
Actually, you know what they could have done? Because, I think in that scene, Zeus talks to Thor and he's like, I've never been much of a father with my children, blah, blah, blah. If you really want to give us that fight scene between Hercules and Thor, which will be epic, it could have been that scene and then Hercules in the background, like, how dare Zeus be more of a fatherly figure to this other god, but not give two,
you can
not
say
give
it.
two shits about
Thank
us, like his own children. So, like, if you want to do it, like, out of that, or, like, just, you guys could, there's, like, many ways they could have done it, but I'm sorry. The fight with Hercules will be epic in the upcoming movies, but I really would have preferred that scene because it's like we're pushing out the comedic aspects and now we're roping back in more of a serious tone. And that scene would have been much more better. Oh, I'd put much and more together. That's gross. It would have been
Much more
better.
We're not grammatically. Yes.
It would have been because again, like he said, like Dakota said, Odin told Thor, like, "Are you the god of hammers or are you god of thunder?" It would have tied in perfectly because it would have been pushing him away from using an object as his power to him harnessing his power, and anything could have been his power. We got robbed
Mhm.
of that. And it pisses me off so much because it could have been a much better movie had they gone with that route instead of what we got. And did I enjoy it? Yeah, it was funny in its own way, but it was too much. And I kind of miss my Shakespearean Thor because he was intelligent. Like, yeah, did he go through so much trauma, but he was more bearable. Now we just have a meathead who's like Thor has always been a drunkard. We've known that. Him and the Brave Five, I forgot what they call themselves with Sif in
Warriors
them.
3.
The Warriors 3, there you go. Why?
Yeah.
Where did Brave Five come from?
I don't know. Which, by the way, they just threw them away in Ragnarok. That I'm still not okay with that.
Mm-mm.
So what you're saying, Nate, is he became Super Goku.
Yeah.
I hate you for making that comparison, but yes.
Hey, it fits.
They made him into too much of a character, and it really upsets me because Thor was a good character, and Chris Hemsworth. Hello, coffee, help. Chris Hemsworth did a really good job as Thor, and they just dropped the ball.
Like
you. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, I'm with you on everything you're saying, and I agree. Chris Hemsworth has said that he felt the character was getting stale after Age of Ultron, which is why Ragnarok was a breath of fresh air. It was a nice change of pace. It was a nice switch up. And the third one, that's what we're talking about, and that's where
He did.
I think she's confused by us talking about Zeus's conversation,
Oh,
which was a deleted scene. But
Yeah.
picked a scab and now it's bleeding because I can't stop picking that shit.
Picking
don't do that.
scabs.
Don't pick the scab.
It itched and then it just that's blood. Oh, my bad.
What? You forgot your favorite part of the movie, Nate. The goats.
I will slap you the next time I see you.
The goats are so bad.
I told you.
This
Go ahead, Tony.
This
Go
is
ahead,
where
Tony.
my humor of a 6-year-old comes in because I
thought,
love
okay,
those
the ghosts were, to me were funny the first time they did it. I laughed.
Yeah,
The
but the
first
next
time they
5 times,
screamed,
no.
I'm like, oh, I didn't expect that. But the next 75, no, I didn't laugh.
I didn't do this any 100 times in the movie.
A lot of the humor in this movie like missed me. Like I found, I think he's Korg, right? The rock guy.
Oh, I hate it. I hate
Yeah.
Korg in this.
He felt so not in place. Like he felt like he shouldn't have been there for like a lot of this stuff. To me, like he felt like it's a comedy character in the serious moments, and it just didn't fit for me.
You know who plays him, right?
No.
Like
no.
Waititi.
Yep.
Waititi.
Yep. The
Yeah.
director plays him.
Really?
Yeah.
That
Which
makes
he-
more sense.
Which again, he was fine in Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, perfect. Added so much. Like, was a funny character. I thought, like, in so many scenes, like, added comedic timing and everything to it. But in this movie, it just is like Korg could have not been in the movie at all, and I think the movie wouldn't have changed. Like,
Well, it's like one of
A
those
few things would have changed, but it wouldn't have been overly drastic.
the-
They could have easily worked
it
around
wouldn't have changed for the worse. I don't
Yeah.
think it would have got any
Yeah.
worse.
Well, no, because one of the main things they made the joke about was one of the main moments where Korg gets struck down. He's like, and he's like, no, I'm fine. It's just my body, or what? I'm like, really?
Yeah, that was.
It was kind of like a Groot moment. Like Groot died, but you grab the twig, you could regrow his son. Whereas Korg's like, yeah, as long as my face is good, we good.
Hey man, as long as my hair's good, I'm good. I'm okay. Just put me on the back. It's
Yeah,
okay.
stuff like that takes the emotion away from it for me because
We were just robbed.
Which I feel.
I also didn't like that he was narrating like the movie.
Oh, I
Like,
hate. Mhm.
In the
like-
beginning, yeah.
But like he comes back like in the middle and the end to like finish narrating the
Yeah.
narration of the movie. One thing I will say is I did like Gore. I like Gore the God Butcher.
Yeah.
I thought that to me at least, that was the most interesting part of the movie.
His
him
backstory and like his
yes.
reasons for doing things were good, but I feel like he was underutilized because once he got a hold of the
Oh,
kids, he was done. Until they got to the negative planet, which does lead
No.
Mm-hmm.
which does lead me to say this: the fighting in this was incredible. Like Thor and Jane versus Gore, and then
I like
Valkyrie was
that.
in there. Like all of it was great. Love the
Mm.
fights,
The children were amazing.
except for
Yeah,
that.
I'll be honest.
Except for that
I
one
liked it.
CGI scene.
I like the kids just like going in and like fighting. To be honest, I like the bunny.
The little girl with the
Yes.
Well, the
Uh,
bunny,
Very.
the little girl with the bunny who's just like zapped something to death with the bunny. It was great.
Like she was literally skipping in like a little princess with her bunny. She's like
Mhm.
zit, zit. That was
great.
cute.
Yeah.
See, stuff like that, like if that were like the funny parts and like the cute
Also,
parts, I'd be like, good. I like that.
I got the biggest cute moment to top that. You know who played Gore's daughter?
Wasn't it
No.
Chris Hemsworth's
Yep,
daughter, like his
yep.
biological daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Is it really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that is cute. Okay,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
know that.
That
either.
was Chris's daughter,
That was his
Oh,
baby.
that is really cute.
which just makes
It's
that
also-
final scene just so much cuter.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah,
And
that would
one
be
Yeah,
last thing
father
I
and
wanted
daughter.
to say about Gore was that like I liked that throughout the movie they sort of made it seem like that his wish was probably going to be like, oh, I'm going to kill all gods. And
Yeah,
it
there's
wasn't. Like and it they actually did make that seem like a realistic possibility, but realistically he was like, no, I only want my daughter back.
yeah.
And I like that. Another reason why I liked Gore, like the character, and I thought that like I wish it was more Gore, but I guess I don't know what else he could have done. But
I'll be right back real quick.
You too? I'm about to say, I'll be right back. Y'all keep talking. I'll be back in like 30
Sure.
seconds.
Yeah,
Okay.
I liked Gore, and
Yeah.
I don't know what else you could do. Maybe like show him killing like another minor god or something.
Yeah,
I
so
don't
kill some
know.
more of them.
Yeah.
Because you needed it to be more of a believable threat. Because when they went to the god meeting or whatever, like some lesser gods, it's fine. Because then Thor then make the
they
big deal
understand.
about it. They're like, no, he's killing people, and I'm like, really? Come on, man.
Yeah, I didn't like that they like undersold it because it's like, oh yeah, your big thing in the movie doesn't matter. We don't care about your big thing in the
Which,
movie. If they had like sold that and like it was like, yeah, he is a problem, but we have to
well,
stay here. Go get it.
you know, now that I think about it, because I just watched it again the other night,
Mm.
it kind of does make sense, sort of, but they did a poor job of it because if you remember, to like the actual the main audience, Zeus is like, oh yeah, fine, but when he got Thor closer, he's like, hey man, we know he's got the sword. We're not
You know
trying to
what?
cause
That
a
is
panic.
true. That is true.
They
You're
were
not
taking it a
wrong.
little bit serious because
Yeah,
I forgot that even
that's a
happened
good
until I
point.
realized.
That is a really good point. He did say that when he got closer to Thor.
Oh, what I miss? Who said what?
Oh, so we were talking about Gore as a threat, and then I was telling Tony, I was like, you know, I just rewatched this the other day, and to the mass audience,
We
Zeus
forgot
is like,
about this
oh,
part.
it's you know, it's fine, it's all of this. And then when he actually got Thor and close, he's like, yeah, man, we're not trying to cause a panic. He has the dark sword or whatever. Like we know.
Yeah.
So they were
To be
taking it somewhat serious.
somewhat. Thor Love and Thunder is exactly like Multiverse of Madness, where the side characters carried the movie.
To
Yeah.
me, like as like Wanda was the best thing in the Multiverse of Madness, to me Gore was the best thing in this movie.
Yeah,
Um
Gore was
I
good.
liked Gore the most, and then probably Valkyrie.
Mhm.
And um yeah,
There's just too much of Thor's character development in Ragnarok was stripped away after Infinity Wars.
yeah.
Well, no.
You
Well,
know,
Mm,
it's that's all right. Maybe I stand corrected in the argument because
Guys, I've been
you
muted
got
for
to
the
take
past
it.
30 seconds.
Oh, you're good.
I'm
Because you do
sorry.
got to take into account this is still a post Endgame Thor where he failed. So I mean, I guess that was part of weighing on his conscience too.
Well, that's what I was trying to say before I realized this motherfucker was muted.
Oh, don't worry.
Um,
We're
when you look at
yes.
Thor's like development from 1 to Love and Thunder, cocky, arrogant kid who thinks he's above everyone else because he's heir to the throne of Asgard. Fucks up, gets humbled, comes back and says, "Oh, I need to use my power to protect people." That's cool. Avengers, trying to stop his brother from being stupid while protecting the Earth. Cool. Thor 2, just fixing Loki's mistakes. Is that my girlfriend? Is she in trouble? Oh shit, I better go help her. Dark Elves, what? Oh shit, my mom and my brother are dead? Uh-oh. And so there's like that, and then Age of Ultron kind of carries over. He's like, okay, um, what are these Infinity Stones? I gotta go.
brother dead again.
Brother dead again, yeah.
Brother dead again. Thor, brother dead again. Which, by the
Loki
way,
dies.
For some reason that reminds me. Do y'all remember like the stage play that they had in Ragnarok? That had Sam Neill and Matt Damon and
Yes.
I think his name's Lucas Hemsworth.
Mm,
The
Maybe?
one who
No,
his
I
brother
know what
who
you're
played
talking about.
theater Thor, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they brought that thing back. Only Melissa McCarthy played Hela.
Yep.
But
Did you guys
kinda
like
enjoyed
that?
that part.
Okay.
I kind of enjoyed it a little bit. The
yeah.
actors were annoying when they're like, "Oh, we need to throw a play to boost morale." That kind of got annoying.
yeah, the directors of the play like go away. But
Like, I didn't want them to be like actual characters. I know like that
Yeah.
might sound dumb, but like I wanted them to do their bit and then disappear again for the entire movie.
also there was
You
I believe there's a scene cut featuring Jeff Goldblum again. So kind of sad that's not in there. But
Interesting.
Ragnarok, it shows a lighter side of Thor, which, looking back, feels weird, but it was a nice change of pace, especially for the actor who felt the character was getting stale. But then Infinity War, his civilization's gone. Like, his best friend's killed, his brother's like dead. And so he just has to kill this guy. Fails, and then half the population of the universe is wiped out in a snap.
Mhm.
And then at the end, and then in Endgame, like that guilt is weighing on him, and then he actually kills the guy, but he spends the next 5 years living in that guilt of, I failed to protect my people, I failed to protect everyone, I'm just a big failure, and it's all because of this guy Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
And so lets himself go. 5 years later, they come back. Hey, we can fix this. You got beer?
Yeah.
Goes through the whole thing of Endgame. Meets his mom. And realizes that, like, everything he's gone through, like, he's broken. But they start to kind of fix that. And, like, talking to his mom kind of helped a little bit. And then
Mm-hmm.
the final battle happened. And then he leaves with the Guardians, and then we're into Love and Thunder. His character is back and forth, but you can understand why, because of all the shit he's going through. And this goes back to what Dakota said, Thor having to find himself. That's fine. But when you have like one of the strongest Avengers out there, one of the best like main characters in the MCU, dumbed down to the level that Taika Waititi did in this movie. PTSD, yeah. But this film just feels like they did too much with that, or they just didn't handle it properly.
It
Something
looked like
about the
at the
movie
end
just
of
didn't feel right.
Endgame, like I felt like at the end of Endgame, it for me, if I was like, oh god, we finally got Thor back. Because like you said, like the conversation with his mom and everything, when he came back, he was serious, he was ready. And I was like, yeah, Thor is back. But then we got Thor and Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
I was just kind of disappointed in that.
And then like the whole when he got Mjolnir in Endgame, it shows my failures, like your failures don't dictate your worth. And then just whatever Love and
Tony.
I don't know, I feel like I'm talking out of my ass, but it's one of those, I know what I'm trying to say, but putting it to words is difficult for me.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping someone just like tag me in, I got this. But you know what I'm trying to like.
I know what you're trying to say, but I'm also trying to like think of words to say, and I'm like, wait, no, I don't want to like make it sound weird.
Like, yes, he's got
Happy
PTSD
words.
from everything he's dealing with, but just the writing for him in this movie, it just didn't work.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy this Thor as much.
Do what?
It was cute. The kids were cute, actually.
Yeah.
He did do a good job displaying, anxiety, self-doubt, and
Yeah.
him not used to being a leader anymore. And when he was trying to talk to them, be like, hey, I'm gonna bring your kids back. I'm gonna bring your kids. And they're like, yeah, yeah. Then when he started freaking out, Hemsworth himself did good with what he was given.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did good. I'm not gonna say there wasn't anything wrong with him and
It was
what
his
he
writing.
and his, yeah, like Nick said, it was all the writing.
Like
It just wasn't
all the
executed right.
all the tender moments between him and Jane weren't bad.
No,
No,
those
they
are
really
fine.
weren't.
It just like the movie never felt like it knew what it wanted to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And like
To me, at
those
least.
parts of it, it felt good to finally get some of that backstory of like, hey, what happened there? Obviously,
Between him and Jane?
well, yeah,
Yeah.
because Portman wasn't, available, so to speak, or whatever that issue was. But I was like, oh, hey, we got to see what happened finally.
Yeah.
Because everything was hunky dory last time we saw, and then
and then she's gone.
Yeah.
It was a cute way to write out Jane Foster's.
I
not
don't
a
think
cute
she's
way.
gone for good.
No, because we see her in Valhalla when she gets greeted by
Yeah.
Heimdall.
Yeah, which I love that scene. I did really
Yeah,
love
that
that
was
scene.
good.
That scene was amazing. I'd love to see that.
Long distance relationships, man. I know.
I don't know. A couple of we're talking about funny things in the movie. Some of that did get me going because, like I said, I just rewatched it the other night, and they're talking about was it Sif? It's like, no, you have to die in the
Oh
battle.
yeah. She was like, "No, leave me, so that I may
Yeah.
die in the halls of Valhalla." And he's like, "You have to die a brutal death." And she's like, "What?"
I did like that. To be fair, that got me. I like that little part.
Well, see, that's that type of the humor. It kind of works like, well, your arm is probably in Valhalla. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, your arm's there. You're not. You wouldn't be. Like, if you just die from frostbite, that's not going to get you there. I'm sorry, sis, but
See, stuff like that
know-
works.
Yeah, there were parts of the movie like that. There were a few like things that were either funny, cute, and stuff. And
Mm.
if it were like just those moments, I
a
think
lot of my favorites were of Tessa Thompson and Natalie Portman together,
Mm-hmm.
of Valkyrie and Jane.
yes.
Like the scene in the bathroom when Jane's like,
Was it when she was throwing up?
Yes.
yeah, when she was feeling weak, and then she grabs her
Mhm.
hammer and she gets her strength back. Yeah, I'm fine. Which, by the way, honestly, I did like that. She got the hammer because, like,
Mhm.
like she had cancer and she was dying.
Mm-hmm.
But the more she held on to that power, the faster her life force drained. I
Yeah.
thought that was a good storytelling piece.
It was, especially the final fight when Thor begged Jane to stay in the bed because he didn't want her to perish. The look in his eyes when he saw Jane come as
Mhm.
Mighty Thor for that last battle, you could tell how heartbroken he was when he saw her.
Yeah,
But in the grand scheme of things, he
it was.
he
really-
knew.
Yeah,
Yep, she made the choice, so it was like,
She made the choice, and it was for the children. It was, kind of like the Simpsons. Think of the children. She definitely thought of the children, and it was bittersweet. It was bittersweet because she got to do something for herself,
yeah,
by herself, on her own terms, and she went out on her own terms, helping people reunite their families.
noble end.
And
Yeah, you have to do
definitely
that.
noble.
But,
The other
And as much as Thor didn't want her to die, he had to respect her wishes. This is what she wanted.
yeah,
Yep. And then, rather than just explain things away with no reason, I did like that they added in the part of that backstory too, where he told Mjolnir, he's like, hey, look after her. And then that was why it called to her in the first place. So, rather than it just
And
be
what
like,
he said.
yeah.
but what was I gonna say? Oh, I did some looking up after I saw this movie, and Jane does return from Valhalla. Like, she does
What?
make it. It's a comic thing, you know. It's comic books. No one says that.
Oh, comics. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
comic stuff.
But,
it hasn't happened yet.
So there is a chance we're going to see her back as Mighty Jane, Mighty Thor, whatever, Jane Thor Jane.
Or Jane.
Thor
But
Jane.
I believe I heard and read and watched somewhere that Chris doesn't want to do another Thor if Taika's doing it. I could be wrong about that, and if I am, I'm sorry about spreading false information. But I'm pretty sure when I saw a video of him saying, "Yeah, I didn't enjoy it this time around. So if we do come back for another Thor, I'd like to see it with someone else." Which leads me to what I was going to get at, to something that Leota mentioned earlier. I want the Shakespearean Thor back. Bring back Kenneth Branagh.
Mm.
Bring back Kenneth Branagh to do another Thor. Because I loved what he did with Thor 1.
100%. 100%. And it sucks because it's like, out of all the main superheroes in the original cast of the Avengers, Chris Hemsworth is the only one to get a fourth movie, and this is what they gave us.
Yeah.
So it was really, like I said, I don't hate it, but it was definitely my least favorite out of the Thor series, because I like, just give him back. Like, I want his
Yeah.
seriousness. If you guys are going to bring him back, especially with his adopted daughter, please bring him back serious. Please, like, if you want to keep him goofy because that's in his persona now, that's fine. But bring back his seriousness. Bring back, well, not so much his seriousness, just do him well. Make him a father that teaches his daughter about the universe, about the original Asgard teachings, what it means
Yeah.
to do this and that. Just not Love and Thunder Thor.
Mhm.
Like, please, please.
I'd be down like if there were like a bunch of like cute moments and stuff, like because
Mhm.
father-daughter relationship, and now knowing
Yeah.
that's actually his daughter.
And then just,
you know.
and then just have him crack jokes every now and then. That's fine.
Yeah, that's just fine. It's just not the tempo
Every second.
that this one was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
And if the next Thor has goats in it, I'm not watching it.
The goat.
The goats.
But
The best part,
the more
man.
we talk about this, the more I want to retract something I said earlier. Eternals is still my least favorite, but this one's down there too, just because of the way they wrote Thor. But like we said, everything else in the movie, tolerable. Natalie Portman, Tessa Thompson, Christian Bale.
I understand though why you would say like, because would you say, Nate, for you this is probably your biggest like disappointment in like a movie in the Marvel series so far? Because I know you love Thor.
Yeah, Thor's one of my favorite characters. I'm disappointed
So
by
I
the
get
writing
why
for
you
him,
would
but
say
like
that.
as an overall film, I was disappointed more with Doctor Strange.
Okay.
Okay.
But this one definitely struck a chord, obviously. Because like I said, I have so much positive things to say about like the supporting cast and the action, and a lot of like the small minuscule things here and there thrown into this film. It's just the main character himself and how he was written just doesn't sit with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it sucks because Chris Hemsworth has always said that he loves playing Thor. He loves that character. And then I can only imagine him looking at this character with how he portrayed him in the beginning, and to how he's just like the butt of the joke. And everyone's like, oh God, it's Thor. Like, don't make eye contact. He's gonna come over here if he makes eye contact. That's the vibe I get of Thor now. Where it's like, oh my God, it's Thor. Yes, we're gonna beat this. We're gonna do like,
Yep.
now it's just like,
Thor is the most inconsistent character in the MCU.
Yeah, I could see that.
Him and at certain points to me Hulk kind of too, but maybe Thor
Okay,
more.
yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I could definitely
But-
see that.
But yeah. So the next one is I Am Groot, which is a little mini series of just little mini Groot adventures. Unfortunately, I never watched this.
Me neither.
I just never watched it.
I loved it.
Please tell us all about it. Like that's all it was, right? Like there was nothing big to it.
There wasn't
It was,
anything consistent.
it was
about
just
it.
random mini adventures of Groot just because
Mhm.
I am Groot.
And
It was
it
cute.
was worth it.
It was cute.
My favorite part was when they go onto this planet and he sees like a pond of mud and he's like, ah, and he lays in it. And when it comes out, he comes out like this big, hairy, Bigfoot looking guy. And he's like, what? And he decides to have fun with this. So he gets on like this, like Marie Antoinette. He had like this Marie Antoinette dress with his leaves around his body. And then he decided to be like, he was just like doing different things. And there was no point to that episode. It just existed. Groot existed with his outfits and it was cute and he was having fun with it.
Now, was
But
this little mini series where the clip of Rocket doing something and then Groot walking up to him carrying a drawing that he did?
Yes.
Is that what this is from?
Yeah.
When he's getting onto Groot for something and Groot hands him a piece of paper. What, you think this is going to make up for it? No, you're in trouble. What is this? What is this? What is this? Takes out some reading glasses. All right, let me see. And it's a drawing of all the Guardians. Oh, this is really nice. Thank you.
Yeah. That was so touching. I think because that episode there was like so much chaotic things. He accidentally blew a hole in the ship. And because he was bored, like he kind of wanted attention, but everyone was like busy because Drax is like,
He
do
was a
something, and he
kid.
like kicks him away.
So it
Yeah, he
does
was a
have
kid.
the Guardian, like the cast in it.
Yeah, the cast
I
is
feel like
in
I've
it.
seen that then, part of that.
Yeah,
I need
they're
to
not
watch
like
this. This sounds so cute.
oh my god, you
Like,
have to.
It's a cute
I
There's-
didn't even know this
concept.
existed, to be completely honest.
I
There's
just never watched
like
it.
I'm gonna be honest. There's no point to it. It has no connection to none of the movies. None.
It's
It's
just
just
I
thing
feel like
that
this was
exists.
something that
Exists.
was made just to give the kids something to watch.
mm-hmm.
That's
But
all
my
it was for.
all-time episode was when he became a god. So he lifted up a rock and found a mini civilization. And he was like, what? And goes excited over it. The mini civilization's like, because they're looking at him because they see him as a giant. And we know how tiny baby Groot was. So he accidentally steps on them and they go out on an all-out war against Groot now. So Groot, just for an accident, destroys an entire civilization because they poked him with one of their weapons. He goes on an all-out massacre, and when they're all gone, he's standing there. He's like, "Oops, I got too mad," and then puts the rock back over them. He just like kind of like waddles away, and I'm like, "What?" Just
I want to watch this now just because of that. I need to see
God,
this.
I'm
I
gonna
feel like
I
I'm
need
going to
some of
watch this
this.
now.
I need this
I
in
didn't-
my life.
I'm so happy
Yeah.
this exists. I had no idea until
Yeah.
you guys started talking about this.
And I'm telling you, like I said, I feel like a lot of people didn't watch it because it has no significant ties between the movies. And you do see like the Guardians appear. You don't like you'll see like their legs, the voice actors do voice act in it. You do see Rocket Raccoon, like Nate said, when he's holding the picture, he's like, oh, you know, this is cute. Despite him trying to cover up that big giant hole that he blew into the ship. And he's like, oh, well, I can't be mad at you. So it's cute,
Yeah.
but that's basically all it is. It's just a fun, standalone-ish little thing.
I'm busy.
So you guys definitely need to watch it. It's
Yeah, this
The
is
fact that
this
it
is
just
on my
exists.
list now. Adorable. I'll save that. It
I
looks
need
so
to watch.
cute.
I fully plan to watch this now.
you do.
I still feel
The
like I've
fact that-
seen some of those.
You probably have. There's been clips of it all over
But I say,
TikTok,
well,
Instagram,
yeah.
Twitter. And it's like the fact that they even took the time out to make a little mini series for Groot that has no relevance at all is adorable. I'm glad that it exists and I'm glad that they took their time creating it. And the effort they put into it with the visuals is amazing, especially that obnoxious bird that kept taunting Groot
Oh,
every time
no.
his leaves kept falling off. Groot definitely skinned him. That I sat there and I was like,
Oh.
oh, I was like, he did not just skin that bird. And that bird is just sitting there like, my feathers. And Groot's like, I'm wearing your feathers now.
The more you talk, the more I just like. The rest of the podcast is canceled. I got a show to watch.
You
It's
have
just
to
like,
watch
I
it.
don't want to
Everyone
go
has to
watch
watch
this
it.
right now.
That's basically
watch
it.
party
That's Groot.
time.
Absolutely.
I think the episodes are only like 5 minutes.
I was about to
Maybe
say,
they're longer
I
than
know
that.
I know it's not that long. I know they're not that
Mm-mm.
long.
Yeah, I don't think it could have. Like I said, all those things you're describing, like I feel like I have seen clips of those, but I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
When
pretty
did
sure
it
I
come
seen-
out?
It came out last August. Came
Okay,
out
so-
a week before She-Hulk,
So maybe I had
which
some of it, but yeah.
can I just say that
10 out of 10. Go watch it.
She-Hulk was just one of the most comically accurate things ever.
It was different. I'll give it that.
Let's please talk about She-Hulk. I have a rant.
Oh, it's next. Go.
You have a rant. Ooh.
I'm
Wait,
interested.
did Nate say go?
I
You
said
say go.
I said you have the floor.
Okay. I was upsetty spaghetti when people were going off on She-Hulk and saying, how dare Disney over-sexualize this character? How dare she even have sex? And I'm sitting here like, let me point out every single person that has not read a single comic, because I know y'all people do not know what She-Hulk is.
Oh, absolutely.
Because She-Hulk
Absolutely.
is a sex fiend. Okay, she is a sex fiend. She has a roster of heroes and villains that she slept with. She loves Wolverine's ass in the comics because, like, as she said, you have a really tight ass that, you know, when she was trying to like yeet Wolverine over a wall, or she was doing something, ma'am can and does in fact get it. She does. She does get it. And that is She-Hulk accurate. I'm sorry. That is
The
She-Hulk accurate.
best scene was when she went to Marvel Studios and talked to the robot that was essentially Kevin Feige. They even created like the little lights to look like a hat for him. And she was just going on about the writing of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when it just goes to the Disney Plus menu, it's like, did something break? And then she's like, oh, hold on, I'm fixing this. And then she crawled down to the behind the scenes show. I forget what it's called. But she kicks it in and jumps through. I'm like, oh, this is actually happening. What?
Yes.
And she threatens the writers, and I believe those were actually the writers of the show in the episode. She went to go talk to, I need to speak to Kevin. And then she's sitting there talking to this robot who's essentially Kevin Feige. And she's like, just asking him questions about, it's like, what is it with like daddy trouble, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, by the way, when are we getting the X-Men? Looks at the camera and winks and gives a thumbs up. Like, that was just great. But the amount of hate that I saw for this show, oh, well, this is wrong, this isn't She-Hulk, it's like exactly how you, like what you just said. It's like, She-Hulk, if Deadpool is the king of breaking the fourth wall, She-Hulk is not only the queen of breaking the fourth wall, she is the queen of demolishing the fourth wall. So this show was completely comic accurate. People just didn't like it because, oh, well, I hated the way people talk about it. Like, come on,
Yeah.
guys. Like this is how this character is. They did a good job with She-Hulk, and She-Hulk was a fantastic show. I enjoyed it from start to finish. The only thing I didn't like, and I agree with, is the introduction of a certain character at the end of it.
Matt Murdock?
No, I love
Or
that.
was it- Oh, the Hulk's son, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah, I didn't like that.
Like, when you look at how
That
the
was
character, like,
very
he
weird.
looked like just, he needs a makeover. But
He
no,
looked like a Chad.
but no, Matt Murdock in this was so great. And then Matt, he didn't have the walk of shame, he had the walk of pride.
Yes, he
Just walking
did.
down the sidewalk here in his boots. Good morning. Just still dressed up as Daredevil. Just walking through, just like, hello.
Yeah.
Woman watering her yard, just like, good morning.
Murdock in it.
I know a lot of people were complaining about Matt Murdock's appearance, and they were saying, "Oh, he didn't get enough screen time, or they did him dirty." I'm like, no, actually,
I thought he was fine. Like that was
he
perfect.
was fine.
Because the way they portrayed him in this show is how, like, he's not as serious as the Netflix show depict him as.
Mm.
He's a funny guy.
He's adorable.
I'm just
he's-
I'm so grateful it's Charlie Cox that like is still playing Daredevil. I was
I'm so
so
happy.
Thank you.
so worried like when like they announced that Daredevil was canceled, like we would never see Charlie Cox again. And every time I see him, I'm so thankful that like it's still him.
That cameo in No Way Home was just...
Oh my
Which,
god!
again, going back to everything spoiling everything, like, not only were, like, his scene and then the other Spider-Man were leaked, the way the movie was being released and marketed, everyone knew who was in it anyway.
Yeah.
So,
One
like,
of the
there was,
worst kept secret in Hollywood.
like,
Yeah.
there was no way to hide, like, Charlie showing up. There was no way to hide Andrew and Toby. So,
Mm-hmm.
but when they were actually did show up, like, it was so...
It was
Especially Charlie, you know, like,
perfect.
Andrew and Toby, you know, that's a whole other topic, but seeing Charlie Cox come back to the MCU as Daredevil
made me so happy.
was...
Oh, yeah.
So happy.
You could tell.
1979.
You could tell who watched Daredevil when in our theaters.
Yep. 100%.
You had
Oh,
half of
definitely,
them. Oh,
definitely. Even in mine, like, everyone was like, "Oh my god!"
I had
Still
people
keeping
looking
fingers
like,
crossed
why
for
are they-
Luke Zaddy. Just saying. Fingers crossed. I know it's not gonna happen.
So,
But still.
I think that. So do you mean like Luke Cage, right? Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
I
think
don't know if we're
Luke Cage
getting
is
him.
going to, because of the last season. And I say because of the last season because I think the last season was a little too graphic for Marvel wanted to want to associate with it, like in the current MCU.
I feel like they can
Because
easily bring
we're-
him back. It's no problem. Also, to
Well,
I
answer
don't think he wants to do it, does he?
to answer Bella's question, She-Hulk premiered in 1979. Deadpool, I didn't know this, only appeared, like, he premiered in 1990.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I'm older than Deadpool.
Yeah, She-Hulk is a very older character.
Wait, so I'm the same age as Deadpool?
So yeah, so She-Hulk is literally the queen of breaking the fourth wall because she did it first.
That. Queen.
Yeah.
Queen.
Yas queen.
Because we're pretty much getting most of the Netflix characters back, aside from Iron
Fist,
I
yeah.
think.
We don't need Iron Fist though.
Listen,
I didn't think he was
That's
that
Well, he was-
bad.
I
like
I
John
thought he was-
Bernthal's already confirmed to be in Daredevil Born Again.
Oh,
Yes, please.
Punisher, awesome. Want the Punisher?
There-
Like I would love Punisher.
there
Happy
was a-
Daredevil. I want Jessica Jones. I want Luke Cage. I want.
There was a
Um,
picture
Especially
posted
Jessica
very
Jones.
recently of
Yes.
Kristen Ritter and Mike Colt.
Coulter.
Is it
Or
Coulter?
Coulter.
Coulter?
It's Mike Coulter, I think. I can't remember.
Mike, Luke Cage. There's a picture that
yeah.
she posted of him like reunited with hashtag Power Man. Which, you know, I'm pretty sure like then I think I read somewhere that she was confirmed to come back as so we're getting Luke Cage and Jessica Jones back. Yes, because
I
I
hope
love
Would be
that.
so happy to
I'm
see.
sorry.
them
Can
back.
you say that one more time?
which one?
Sorry, my ears can't believe what they're hearing. What? Who's coming back? Who's confirmed?
Jessica Jones and Luke Cage.
Oh God.
That makes me so happy. I'm also really happy you didn't say Iron Fist because Iron Fist was so bad to me. It was
I
really
think,
not
like,
good.
I agree. Iron Fist was one of the worst. Like I hated that show.
It was
Out
so
of-
He
bad.
was definitely the weak point of Defenders, but
Yes.
I
Yeah.
feel like with again, writing. Like I don't blame the
I think
actors
it was writing. It was writing. Yeah.
So
Because when he portrayed Randall Rand, I felt like he was okay.
it's just the
Was
writing.
it Randy Rand?
Yeah,
Danny?
Danny Rand.
Danny Rand, there you
Dana
go.
Rand, yeah.
But my question is, if we're getting Jessica Jones back, is there going to be some way for David Tennant to come back?
I would love them to
If
figure
he
out a
came
way.
back as the Purple Man, that would be terrifying because he plays really good villains.
Because here's what I'm looking
Yes.
at is, we're talking about getting all these Netflix TV actors back. Like, that's cool. What I want them to do is soft reboot everything that was done in those shows. For the simple reason, one of the main villains in Luke Cage season 1 is the new Blade, Mahershala Ali.
Cottonmouth, yeah,
Yeah, he is Blade now.
that is true.
And that's not just one of those, oh, well, this person was the voice of this computer and now they're in this role.
No, he was.
You can't do that because this was a big villain and now he's a major hero. Two totally different characters.
They could do it.
I think they can get away with it just because I know that the Marvel Netflix series was popular, but like I don't think like a lot of the people who are going to end up watching like the movie probably won't recognize him from that.
Yeah, they probably won't know that he was Cottonmouth. Which, by the way, he played so well as
Cottonmouth
Cottonmouth.
was
He was
great.
great.
Yeah.
I was so mad that what's her name took him. I'm still mad he went out that way.
Me too.
Get him
I'm so upset that he was, and when they killed him in this show.
Who was the second villain in season 1?
It was
It was Cottonmouth and
the
Copperhead?
cousin, or
did he go by Copperhead?
oh
something like that.
That
It's been
was-
so long since I've seen it.
Hey Google,
oh,
tell me.
I know what you're talking about. It's
No,
was
was it his
no, it's
brother?
that season-
No,
it was his cousin, no brother, kind
it
of
was
brother,
something.
because it was like.
Season 1.
Are we talking about Shades? Definitely not Mariah.
No, it wasn't Shades or
Striker?
Mariah. It was
Striker.
yes, yeah.
His half
Okay.
brother, Striker. Got it.
Okay,
also-
okay.
This might be. I know we're on a tangent, but I actually really like Shades for some reason as a character.
Diamondback.
I
Diamondback.
can't-
That's his name. Diamondback.
Oh,
yeah.
Diamondback, yes,
There you
yes, him.
I was like, I can't remember.
Diamondback, yeah.
I knew it was
That,
another of those things that I don't want to talk about. By the way, I have a snake phobia. That's why I'm like,
Maybe that's what it's like. I don't remember this.
but yeah, like there was like 2 big fights in season 1. So I know it's like halfway through season 1, he took out Cottonmouth, and then the second half was Diamondback. But, anyway. But yeah, I liked. We totally got off of She-Hulk, but
You should have a Defenders podcast now.
I would love to talk about it. I would.
Yes, let's do it.
what are y'all doing next week?
Being on
Defenders.
Nate's chaotic podcast.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be on Defenders podcasts on twitch.tv/Jurassic Nate.
That sounds like a plan for
right?
me.
That sounds. It sounds like a date.
I like it. But yeah, that's for. I'm serious. If y'all want to do it, we'll do it next week.
I'm down. We should have like a Go-Go Power Rangers ringtone for us whenever Nate's like summoning us. New podcast chat, like yeah, there you go. We should have our own version of it. It's like Nate is summoning us. I'm down.
The big,
Rangers.
we all get the big red phone in our house.
Suddenly we're teleported like.
Must do it.
Podcast alert.
Do it. Do it.
I'm serious. Like, we'll set it right now. Next Thursday will be the Defenders podcast, talking about all the Netflix shows because there's a lot to talk about. there.
Like excited.
You heard it here. Like big premiere. Like we're doing
I watched the hell out of those shows.
They were good,
I,
man.
It was so good.
I
love seeing the
loved
darker
them.
tone of that, but since we're doing that next week, let's stop talking about it now. Back to She-Hulk.
Right? I nerd over I call it the Marvel Netflix series. Like
we gotta talk about that, Tony.
but I'm just gonna like take a step back for a second and go shh, because I'll just keep talking.
I know. Let's get off that topic
So
because I'm
She-Hulk-
not gonna shut up.
So She-Hulk's pretty cool, right?
Wong and
I love Wong.
what's her name? Whitney?
Oh yeah. I forgot
Wong's
about
little
that.
girlfriend.
When they're watching The Sopranos. Oh my god, are you watching The Sopranos? I love this episode. I was like, oh my
And
god.
then they became like this BFFs. I was hoping she'd. Well, never mind. I can't say that because this came out after Doctor Strange. But looking back on it, it would have been so funny.
She became his Sopranos binge watch partner.
Binge buddy.
Yeah, binge buddy. There you go. When they bring her back, she's like, "Hi, Wong." I'm like, "Oh my god."
Okay, we need a witness. Okay, hold on. Where are you? Opens the portal. She's in a club. Oh my god! Hi, hold my drink. You can drink it. I only drink a little bit. But that was funny.
I love.
man.
I
I
am
love
so
the
glad you
lighthearted
mentioned her,
tone.
Nate.
I can't remember her name. Was it Whitney?
And Madison, I just looked
Madison. Okay. But
it up. Couldn't remember her name.
Her entire recap of what happened to her in the other world when she was explaining to Wong what happened. Because didn't she come out of the portal holding like a head or something?
yeah, like a demon head or something.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh my god, so this just happened?" And I'm like, "What the
Did you just
What's
make
going on?
Did you make a deal with Mephisto?
Wait, did they say that?"
That's what I'm guessing because she came out of like a fire realm.
You're right. She says she made a deal with the demon and she's like, "But we'll get into that another time," or something. Didn't she say that?
I think so.
I'll
Yeah.
never get Mephisto.
Oh, build-ups.
That
I'm
sounds
gonna be
good.
honest. I completely forgot about her until Nate mentioned it.
Because like Wong, like I love the actress who played She-Hulk. Like she was fantastic.
Mm.
But Wong was easily like the second best part of that show.
Wong's just great. I enjoy the character so much.
Tatiana Maslany. And then her best friend in that.
Oh my god.
Bella, love your face. Get you some rest.
Good night, night, Bellas.
Night, night.
Night, Bella.
But I think my favorite part was when Wong was like saying, "Yeah, Abomination got out because of me. It's all my fault. He should be cleared. Blah blah blah." Okay, so this is done. By the way, you do realize you just admitted to breaking and entering into a prison, and he was just like, "I must depart."
Those are supreme things I gotta do. Goodbye.
Supreme thing.
I love He Search the Supreme so much, by the way. Like,
Oh, that's the greatest thing. Like, just
yeah.
he got it out of a technicality, but honestly,
Yeah.
it's in better hands.
Mm-hmm.
It's in better
agree.
hands.
Mm-hmm.
But
The new, what do you call it? The new Nick Fury.
yeah, well, that's Wong, 100%. Yeah.
That's definitely what he is, and I am not mad. I am
You're not
100% okay
wrong.
with that.
I want to.
Yeah, he kind of
I
is
want
the
a
new
TV
Nick
show.
Fury.
Just it can be like 6 episodes. It could be 8 episodes, and he's just going to each and every hero, like Shang-Chi, Daredevil,
Yes.
She-Hulk. Just go
Yes.
through the list, and then have one episode in
Meanwhile-
the middle of just him and Madison.
Yes, yes.
But fuck, what was I gonna say?
How do
You were gonna
memories
say
work?
we're marching Marvel to tell them to make it happen. We're rating them with pitchforks again.
I mean, I don't want to do it violently because I kind of like Marvel. I want to be able to watch their stuff. But
Uh,
Just go under an alias, like Jurassic G.
We'll go with
I
all
remember what I was gonna
pitchforks.
say. The big villain of the show was Josh. That asshole.
Was it Josh or was it Todd?
The boyfriend who stole her
Oh, the one who took her phone and like her fingerprint or something.
yeah, and got with her just to get some of her DNA so they could try to copy like her power, like her DNA, so they could copy like her Hulk genes or something.
Mm.
And then it went. Todd was one of them, but he turned around. But God, I hated Todd.
That was annoying.
But
Todd.
this was a really well done show, and I loved it. I think my least favorite part was when Megan Thee Stallion was in it.
Oh,
I s-
their twerk scene.
I saw that and I was like,
When
What?
people were having like an uproar about that scene, I was like, y'all know that is within She-Hulk's character, right?
yeah, I'm sitting there like, why y'all
You
been-
give her an opportunity to twerk, she will probably be like, "Hey, that's twerking. Let me try."
I will kill for you, Megan Thee Stallion. All right, hold up.
It was cute, but I
But yeah,
agree. I hope they
so-
do Scar right and may give him a makeover because I do not like how he looked as Bruce Banner's son.
Yeah.
Oh man, I forgot
Right.
that even happened in that.
And also, Hulk's fight with She-Hulk, just trying to teach her about her powers at the beginning.
That
I
was
thought that was
fun.
really fun. But I think the scene
Uh.
that got me the most was when they were sitting at the bar and she was complaining because, why did Captain America have to die a virgin? Blah, blah, blah. And then he's just like, he didn't die a virgin. It was on his USO tour in 1943. There was a young woman he met there, and they hooked up. I knew it! Captain America, fuck! Cuts to credits.
Can
Uh.
anyone else? Was anyone else? And maybe it's just me. I was mad when I found out that he did it with anyone that was not Carter. Okay, when I found out that he did it with anyone that wasn't her,
When
I was upset for her.
I saw a post that showed who the girl might have been, and I can totally see it. And I'm over here going, you know what? Good on you, Cap. Because yes, it feels wrong that it wasn't with Peggy, but at the same time, that doesn't feel like something they would have just done.
I need pics.
There's a
Link me. Link me.
Okay, hold on. I'm trying to
I
find it.
must see.
Yeah.
Now I have to see this harlot that seduced Captain America. And it was probably all with good intent. Like it probably just happened. They were probably just meshing well in that time that it happened. But me being a Peggy Carter stan, I'll just be like, the audacity.
Yes, all of it.
The thing is, I
How
searched
dare
for
you take what belonged? How dare you stand where she stood? That's my take on it.
Like, it was
That's a good take on it.
like I can't find who the girl was. Wait, there it is.
As I anxiously wait.
Oh,
Oh, what's coming? Meanwhile, what's next? What's the next project? Something that's really gonna need my attention. Give me a sec.
ah, was that
Because-
a thing?
Because that's what everyone's saying. Because why would they
Interesting.
focus on her? Because that was a good 3 to 5 seconds of her walking up to Cap, looking super excited, and him looking at her, just like, okay, what's happening here? And then it cuts to different. I think that's who it was. But
Let me just find my time machine. Let me get in my DeLorean really quick and like put her out of the way so that never happens. I'm just
If
gonna
you
grab her and
find
be like,
one, let me
"No."
know.
No, don't do it.
Find all the.
But yeah, so the next project in the lineup is the first little special that Marvel Studios did. And what it means by special is it's not an episodic thing. It's not a movie. Do you remember? Obviously, you know we all remember like the kid specials for Christmas, like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Frosty the Snowman, and stuff like that. Like those are considered specials.
Mm-hmm.
And we got our first MCU special
We
in
did.
October
Loved it.
of last year, Werewolf by Night, which is canon. Werewolf, like the werewolf and Man Thing who is in this. Where's the Swamp Thing? It's Swamp Thing, right? Or it's Man Thing and the werewolf.
I think it's Man.
Man thing.
I'm pretty sure
Swamp
it's Man
Thing, I think, is DC, isn't he?
It's
Yeah.
DC. Yeah.
But they're both canon. They're both in the MC. Like this is legit.
But it was a piece of work. I loved it.
It was definitely unique, but in the best way possible.
Yes.
Because what this was it's like a 45-minute special, all in black and white. It was a Halloween special about these group of like treasure hunters. I think they're treasure hunters, or they were trying to become like the top hunter.
Treasure monster hunters. I don't know, something like that.
And they had to go through a maze and hunt the monster that was designated for this hunt in this maze, using weapons that they found throughout the maze to find the creature, take the pendant, and bring it back, and they receive either the inheritance or something. And the guy who is the son of the guy who passed away is in this hunt as well. And he turns out to be a werewolf, and there's just it's unique, but very much so in one of the best ways possible. I greatly enjoyed watching this. And it was brutal. It was gory. I was not expecting half the gore that was in this.
I hate to say it, I have not seen it yet.
I haven't
Oh,
seen
you
it.
need to watch it.
Oh, it's really good. It's
Y'all,
really good.
It's really good.
Um,
Well,
I
since
let
they
myself
haven't
down.
seen it, I can ask you this, Snake. It's like, was I not the only person that thought that main character was freaking Kristen Ritter? Like, I thought that every
I
time
thought it was
she was
her.
on screen.
I was like, is that?
I was like, is that Jessica Jones?
It looked like her. It looked just like her, but it wasn't.
Oh man.
Leota's curious now. Did I just hear Kristen Ritter? What? Jessica Jones? What? I have to go see now.
It looked like her in the show. I swear it did.
But I thought it was really good. It was impressive.
Now I have to watch it.
It was a good big breath of fresh air too for me, because it was like, ooh, this is nice. This is its own thing.
Yeah, and the only reason it was in black and white was to maintain. It was kind of like an homage to like the 1930s horror films, and that was the only reason it was in black and white, to maintain that horror element for it to be a Halloween special. And then at the end of it, the color slowly, like as the camera panned out towards the final shot, the color slowly started to fade in. And then the mid-credit scene was fully in color, so like just really good. Highly recommend it. Definitely watch it, especially in October. For Halloween.
Sorry,
I see that.
I didn't
look.
expect my cousin to send me that.
Uh-oh.
No, it was a video of babies dancing to a song, but I didn't know that was in the text message, and I'm like, what? Sorry.
Yeah. See, it
Sorry.
also opens up other possibilities, because they could dip more into those like horror comics or whatever. Because I'm pretty sure there's some Dracula runs in there too.
There's plenty of stuff they could do with that. I can't wait to see what they do next.
That
Should be
means they
awesome.
could probably introduce the demons, because I know in the MCU they have demons and everything.
Oh yeah.
Because if I remember correctly, Mystique like has a relationship with one of the demons. I don't remember
Azazel.
what his name. Azazel. There you go. And then supposedly, or God, it's been a while. But I know that what's his name
Nightcrawler.
is supposedly her son.
Nightcrawler.
Him and his Nightcrawler. There you go. The Nightcrawler is Mystique and Azazel's son.
Which, fun fact, Azazel was in X-Men First Class. He was the Red Demon.
Was he?
Yeah, he had the teleportation skills.
I didn't know that.
But then again, First Class, that's the whole other.
Which
Right.
reminds me, because Jubilee, because now that they're introducing vampires and we already know that they have a plan for mutants with X-Men, I know with Jubilee, and there was like a part of the comments where she lost her powers for like a hot minute and then she became a vampire.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, that was
Oh,
actually one of the storylines where I was like, what the heck? I was like, Jubilee? Vampire?
I'm gonna have to look into that because I had no idea about that.
Which is interesting because vampires in D&D. Why was I about to say D&D? Vampires
Because you're
and
speaking my language right now because I really want to play D&D because I've been watching Critical Role. I mean, what?
Oh, yes. I know that demons and vampires, I get tongue tied. Demons and vampires tie in with mutants. There we go. So I wonder if they're gonna revolve like the whole like Blade with mutants and everything, because with the comics they do revolve around each other a lot.
We will have
Yeah,
to
that's true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that leads into a whole other
Yeah.
conversation.
Yeah,
Well,
but we won't be getting we won't get Blade for a while now.
Yeah, so we'll wait for that to come. See where that
I'll
leads.
tell you what, we're talking about the Netflix shows next week. We might also talk about Phase 5, just kind of talk about, like speculations and stuff.
Oh, that's a good idea.
But,
This sparks joy.
this pleases me.
Yeah. Love geeking out with everybody. It's always good.
But, just wait until we get into the other topics, like outside of Marvel. I can't wait to get into those. But the next project after Werewolf by Night is a heavy one. Because of, everything surrounding it. This movie had a lot to, it had a lot of pressure behind it because of the unfortunate passing of Chadwick Boseman. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. The final film in Phase 4. I thought it was really good. It served its purpose, and it was a very touching tribute to Chadwick Boseman. And the way they wrote the characters dealing with that loss of the character and explaining what happened to him in the movie, like to keep it in the movie, was really well done. And just seeing the characters / actors reacting to this loss, I thought it was really good. And then you had the introduction of Namor and his people, and that was pretty good. And you had Shuri just dealing with the rage of losing her brother, and then everything that's goes on in the movie. I thought Black Panther was excellent. It's a heavy movie. It's a heavy movie with a lot of like fun moments. I forget the actress's name, but she plays Riri Williams, Ironheart.
Mm-hmm.
Loved her. Like, she was hysterical. You had Denai, I can't remember her last name, but she plays Michonne in The Walking Dead. She's back as
Okoye.
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 Obviously, I love her. I love the actress, and I love like the character Okoye. Angela Bassett deserved all the awards. Deserved all the awards for that movie, and I'm still a little upset she lost Jamie Lee Curtis for a supporting role in a TV show. But, and like just, it was a heavy movie. They had a lot of stuff to establish because of Chadwick's passing, which, again, rest in peace, legend. But yeah, I thought it was great. I thought it was great.
I think we're all feeling that heaviness right now, just even
Yeah.
thinking about it. Cause that movie, it hit. It hit everyone from
I
the
cried in the
intro.
first 30 seconds. I was crying in the first 30 seconds.
Yeah.
It was so heavy to watch.
Especially with like you thought people would have like, cheered when they saw, the introduction, the Marvel introduction with Chadwick's best scenes and everything.
No, it's
But the
like
silence.
it was
Was it dead quiet for you guys as well in the theater?
no, it was dead.
Yeah, same. I felt like that silence was the one time. Oh man, I'm getting sad. Was the one time where we all as fans got together and mourned because that I don't know. I feel like it's still a sensitive topic,
It doesn't feel
especially
it still doesn't feel real.
no.
Like his loss was his loss is one of those that he did so much for a community. But while he was doing what he did, he was fighting this disease and nobody knew about it until
Yeah, that's the big thing. Nobody
Like-
knew. Like,
because he didn't
I,
want I think he didn't want anyone to worry. And so he kept it to
like when
himself.
those reports came out, I was like, "Whoa, what? He died of what now?" I was like, "What do you mean?"
Yeah.
I had gotten out of the gym one night and I left my phone in the gym because I wanted to focus on the workout. And I look at my phone and I've got like 5 messages from like 4 different people with links to like the report that he passed. Was like, is this real? Is this legit? Like, tell me this isn't real. And me being me, I did some quick Googling in the car and I said, yeah, he this happened. And I feel like I just had like 1,000 pounds just put on my shoulder, like on me right now. So, it was unexpected, and it's very much so unfortunate. But
He was a good guy outside of the movies as well. Like
yeah,
even in the middle of filming, like he was going to children's hospitals and visiting
Yeah.
kids who were terminally ill who also are going through the same thing as he was. So especially knowing that while he was doing that, he was doing it because he related to them and he wanted to give them hope even when he knew for himself there wasn't any.
yeah,
And that's what oh my god, and I was watching a review of Angela Bassett when she found out. Oh my god, I want to say like his death was already enough. Like when I found out, I cried. I broke down. But when I saw Angela Bassett's review, like when she talked about it, it hit more because not only does she just see him as a coworker that she that portrayed her son in the movie, but she genuinely saw him as family. Her and what's her name, Letitia Wright, literally saw him as
Mhm.
family. That
yeah,
none of them, I feel like Letitia Wright still wasn't processing the whole situation, especially during filming. In my mind, I don't know if you guys felt the same way as well. That whole scene when she was quiet and when she like threw herself onto the thing, I feel like that was not acting. Her silence spoke more words than crying and screaming. Like she could have cried in the movie. She could have like screamed her head off, but I feel like that was her genuine reaction to finding out what happened because she was quiet that whole scene.
mm-hmm.
She like the look she had on her face when they were doing his whole funeral march, when they were worshiping his life in the movie, like she was just
I feel
I
like
wouldn't
that
say
entire
blank.
scene. I feel like that entire scene wasn't the actors playing characters.
No.
Mm-mm.
It was the actors genuinely uh,
Mourning.
mourning and celebrating the life of Chadwick Boseman. So, I feel like this movie did a wonderful job with that.
Yeah.
It did, especially Letitia Wright. Her entire portrayal of Shuri, I feel like that wasn't Shuri. And I'm not saying like she was out of character. I feel like that was Letitia Wright because that was her coming to terms with, oh my God, all eyes are on me. And it's not just Shuri as like, oh God, now I'm the queen, now I'm the Black Panther. No, 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 no. This is Letitia Wright, where it's like, oh God, now the entire world is looking at me because now I have to be the Black Panther. I have to step in for this character to carry on Chadwick's legacy until Marvel decides to have, 5, 10 years pass by for baby T'Challa to take the role. Like that's a lot to process. The impact the Black Chadwick Boseman had as the Black Panther are really big shoes for her to fill. And I feel that she implemented her true feelings and emotion into Shuri that just made it so good.
Yeah.
Because that wasn't acting, I feel like that was her. But
Can we just put some respect on Winston Duke's performance as well?
yes.
And dropping the coldest burn to anyone in a movie. You bald-headed demon.
Oh, yeah. Somebody said that wasn't scripted, that he actually threw that in there.
I think I saw that too, and just like I believe it. He's amazing. I love him. But the entire theater just erupted in laughter when he said that because it was so deadpan
and so blunt. It was just so straightforward that you just couldn't help it.
The second best part about that is the carrot wasn't supposed to be in his hand. He was
props
munching.
Always gets the best.
He was munching between takes. I think. I think this is what I heard because I read a lot of shit. I think this is what I read. Like he was snacking between takes, and it was his turn. He was like, "No, I'm not getting rid of this. It's coming with me. This is a prop, bro."
It's a prop. I'm hungry.
And he, much like Robert Downey Jr. did.
Yep.
But like it was. I loved him. Just
They implemented M'Baku really well. He stepped in as that brotherly role that Shuri so desperately needed in that movie. He was like, your brother asked. Wait, did he say that? Where he was like, your brother asked me.
I was about to bring that up too. Your brother asked me to give you wisdom and counsel, blah blah blah. And like, what do you want to do? Blah blah blah. You want to you really want the advice of a child? The world has taken too much from you to be considered a child. Just
that hit.
But
like that hit really hard actually when he said that line, because that was acknowledging, that was that was reminding
her a little child in the first movie.
Yep.
And it was like a kind of a callback to like dialogue. I love it. But this movie served its purpose really well. It was a means to celebrate Chadwick Boseman while moving forward at the same time.
Yeah.
Because before this movie came out, the big question was, how are they going to handle this?
Yeah,
what are they going to do? And the answer we got was very satisfactory.
Yeah.
So now that this had the heavy part here has been done, we can hopefully somehow move forward with the storyline. But yeah.
And honestly, they carried it on. It caught me off guard because I felt like they just ripped off the Band-Aid on how they got him out of the movie so they could continue with the story. But to be perfectly honest, the ripping the Band-Aid off method was actually pretty good. And they did it well.
Yeah.
Because they didn't linger too long on it. Because that was my biggest concern. My biggest concern was them lingering too long on his passing and making too much of a big thing about it. But that scene was only like, what, 2-3 minutes when he passed?
Like at the very beginning of the movie?
Yeah.
It was about
Not including his funeral.
Oh, okay, yeah, that was a good 2 minutes. Yeah, she's frantic in the lab, and then her mom comes out. Just the look, man, like just like, your brother is with the ancestors. Like that was the moment that the entire theater broke.
Yep. But
Myself
to be honest,
included, I bawled like a little baby.
hands up for everyone who died on the inside.
I could raise my
Possibly.
VTuber's hands, I would, Rena.
Do what?
I'd raise my hand right now if I could.
But you know, not only that, you know, this introduced Namor. This introduced, yeah, you know, like Namor and his people. And Namor's a pretty big player in the MCU in terms of like Avengers and stuff like that.
And not just that, but with Black Panther in general.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
So I really enjoyed the actor who played Namor. I thought he did a good job, and I can't wait to. It was really good.
You know what? You just reminded me something. Killmonger. You know
Yeah,
how
that's
when
that's the one thing I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
yeah, like you know how everyone was like, "Oh my God, who's gonna be the new Black Panther? Who's gonna this? Who's gonna that?" And then everyone kept spreading rumors like, "Oh, well, maybe Killmonger didn't die because we technically didn't see him die. This and that. He could have just like been fatally wounded." I am satisfactory with Marvel bringing back Michael B. Jordan and being like, "Hey, here he is, but he's dead. He's not gonna be Black Panther. He's dead." I was satisfied with that because it kind of introduced Dark Shuri for a hot second when she saw
liked
him.
that because
Yeah.
losing her brother and then losing
Her mama.
Okay,
Oh
sorry.
no, you could go ahead.
I just want to throw this out there. I know one of us hasn't seen it yet.
It's all good.
But I know you know what happens.
I know.
So
I've seen most of what happened, so it's all good.
yeah, so just but seeing it actually happen, you know, it won't lose the effect it'll have on, you know, like the moment of watching it. It's
Wow.
just
Kind of why I was afraid to watch it.
You what?
You describing the opening has me afraid to watch it still.
It's a very emotional movie. I'll say that.
it's very
Yeah.
emotional, but it's also a very good movie.
It's
I feel like the
really
pacing
liked
in the
it.
middle dragged on a little bit,
Yeah, I can agree with that.
but
yeah.
it didn't take away from anything. And then when like the big action stuff started happening, it was really good.
Yeah, I enjoyed a lot of this movie. It like paid respect to Chadwick in I think a very nice and great way, but it also then did the movie well as well.
Yeah. And the fight between Shuri and Namor was really, really good too. It was kind of brutal.
What's the
It was really
his
brutal.
name?
Not as brutal as Peter and Goblin, but it's up there.
Oh man.
Oh, I gotta use the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, dope.
Nate, what's the one like government guy's name? Do you remember?
Oh,
I can't remember.
I knew it before you asked me.
Yeah,
It's Martin
his
Freeman's
role
character.
in the
Martin
movie.
Freeman's character.
Yes, yeah. His role in the movie I liked a lot as well. He's obviously not like a main character, but the stuff he does and
Ross,
the way
Everett
he
Ross.
goes about it. Yes, the way he goes about his relationship with Wakanda in the movie.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed. I'll say that.
And like I said, the introduction of Riri Williams was like really, really fun. So
I think like, and without going too much into it, I think they also left it as a place where we can look forward to more as well. There is a very specific thing I'm referring to that I won't mention because I want Dakota to see it. And
Is it the mid
you know,
credit scene?
was that the mid credit scene? Give me a second to look it up.
I don't think it had a post credit scene. I'm pretty sure that. Actually, hold on. I think it did have a post credit scene, but it wasn't much.
Let me. I'm trying to.
Yeah, there was no post credit scene. It was just the mid.
Yes, you're right. Yep, it was the mid credit scene. Is exactly what I'm referring to.
Yep.
Oh boy.
I just couldn't remember if that was mid credit scene or it was tacked on to the end, but it is mid credit.
Yeah, it's mid
I
credit.
believe.
Which, by the way, Rihanna. I believe it was Rihanna who did a song for this movie that I thought was really good.
Yes.
But yeah, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Heavy film. Absolutely served its purpose, and yeah, it's not a movie that I'd want to watch multiple times.
Emotionally, I don't know if I can watch it again.
Like,
And like it was
Logan.
good, and like yeah, it's a really good movie. Don't get me
yeah.
wrong, but like emotionally, that this movie hit me pretty hard.
like
I know it hit
like
everyone
Logan.
hard.
Like,
but,
Well, if
yeah.
you say Logan, that's got me because I
cannot
think
watch
I've
that movie again.
only watched it twice, maybe.
I saw it once in
hard
theaters, and
to-
I owned the Blu-ray, but
So for Logan, I saw it in theater. I have the Blu-ray for it, but the second time I watched it was the black and white cut.
I was about to say you watched the
Yeah.
Noir
Yeah.
version.
That was the other cut. So yeah, only times I've been able to watch it. Oh man, it's
I can't do it.
it's rough.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those movies that like it left a mark in my brain, like, and I will remember the movie.
Yeah,
But I don't know if emotionally I can watch this movie a second time.
yeah.
It was
Oh, it
it
could
was
be like
so
that.
yeah. I don't think I could do it again.
It's definitely one I highly recommend you watch at least once.
Yes, if anyone who has not seen it, I would say watch it at least once because I would say again, fitting tribute, but also the movie itself transitions from the tribute while still obviously like paying respect throughout, but to doing because like and this is hard to say, but like they had to like move on from it
Yeah.
somehow. So the movie does do a good job in that transition process.
Because not only that, it does introduce. It does introduce. What the hell kind of language is that? It introduces multiple key players moving forward. That was
Yes, yeah,
which movie was being discussed? Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
yeah.
And I think we're about done talking about that movie, unless someone else
Yeah.
has something else they want to add about it.
I just like we said, it just very emotional movie.
It was emotional, but Namor was very terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they didn't pronounce
Actually-
it Namor. Like they pronounce it like Namor.
Yeah. Canonly, it is supposed to be Namor,
But for like,
but was it you, Nate, that mentioned that the reason why they couldn't go Namor was because of like DC already having like Atlantis with Aquaman, so they decided to go with like, was it you or was it someone?
I don't remember. I know we talked about it after I saw the movie because I said I was going to see it and you were streaming. You were like, please tell me what you thought about it. And I came in the stream and we talked about it for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh man. For some odd reason, I feel like it was you. Probably someone else.
I feel like
But
it
they
might have
said-
been like Atlantis. Because I think
Yeah.
Namor's group is all like his home is also called Atlantis.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to use that because of, Aquaman.
Yeah. But I guess because of like, or they're already having an Atlantis with Aquaman. Oh man, don't correct me if I'm wrong. I'm trying to remember where I heard it from. But they
Place
went
of
with
origin
Talocan.
Atlantis, yet in the movie it's called something else.
It's Talocan.
Yeah. So.
But I feel like the reason why they went with that is because of DC already having an Atlantis and they didn't want to get people confused. I'm gonna have to like revisit
Yeah.
that, but I feel like that's why. And to justify calling him Namor and they giving him like more of like Hispanic, like native Hispanic, they decided to go with Namor instead
Yeah.
of Namor, just to like make it make more sense.
Mhm.
But
I mean, I
feel
like
like
it. I don't mind it.
I know I like it too. But no, Nate is right. It is supposed to be pronounced Namor, but in the movie they just call him Namor. I just love their use of native Mexicans in the movie
Hmm.
and them speaking the native tongue. Like that's all I really wanted to throw out there is like I appreciated that. That was
Haven't seen it
that was
yet, but I
beautiful.
really should. You really should see it. It's an
Everyone
important
should
movie. It's a very important movie
Do
to
it.
watch.
Do it now.
Marvel fan or Chadwick Boseman fan, anything along those lines should see this movie at least one time.
But we close out Phase 4 with a much lighter,
A very lighter note.
a very
Very
much lighter
different
note.
tone.
Guardians
A
of the
much more
Galaxy
happier
Holiday
tone.
Special,
This is so cute.
which was
I loved
adorable.
this so much.
And I will say, watching this helps with Guardians of the Galaxy 3 because of the revelation about Mantis
Yes.
and Star-Lord, because
Yeah.
that is mentioned in Guardians 3.
Okay, so I get like something. I know I mentioned stuff like this earlier,
And it's
but like,
and it's a passerby statement. It's like, I had a family beside me, like, wait, they're related? What? I'm like, you didn't watch the holiday special.
Yeah.
as soon as I found that out, I was like, I am so dumb. Why didn't I ever think that was a possibility?
Because
It makes so
I
much
had
You know
sense
what?
in
suspicions about
hindsight.
that, but I never really put two and two together either.
I never
so,
hated
like,
that. I thought it was cute.
I feel like in our defense, we didn't put it together because Mantis said that he just picked her up and we didn't really think
Yeah.
about what
Yeah.
that meant or the possibility
And so she didn't want to.
until she explained why she didn't
Yeah.
mention it to him sooner.
But
But
Kevin Bacon, man.
yes, I was so
Oh,
happy
man.
about Kevin Bacon.
Do we spoilers or no spoilers for this?
well, that's
There's really not much to
alright.
spoil.
So the only thing we can spoil is, but pretty
Me-
much to me, is saying the direct relationship that they share.
Yeah.
Other than that,
For me, I'm like, if they say it in Guardians 3, which I have not seen yet, to be fair, or at least hint at it, I
Oh,
feel like
yeah.
that's
to be fair, the movie came out like 2.5 weeks ago, so
when in the Christmas special would have been in December.
it came out in November.
in
November 20th.
November.
I want to say it was
Yes,
the November
November?
before Thanksgiving.
It was sometime around there. That's like my favorite part. It's like he got you. You got me a human.
I personally think it'd be like okay if we were like, hey, by the way, we are going to spoil their relationship in 3, 2, 1, and then say it, and then just talk about it.
I mean, to be fair, we've talked about spoilers all night, so
Yeah.
and we have posted. We do have a exclamation mark spoilers. Just to say, hey,
do
this is
that.
a discussion of these films / properties that
We
have
do
been
that
out
every
for
time.
a hot minute. So I try to avoid talking about spoilers, but
Yeah, it's still not like a super spoiler. I mean, it's
one
not-
thing that pops in my head is once the movie hits Blu-ray, all bets are off. Unfortunately,
Yeah, that's
Mm.
for me. I normally like to give it like a what Nate said, like a Blu-ray. Like after 3 months, it's like
You can start
It's
talking
free
about it a little
game.
more. Yeah.
Maybe
you
a
go
little more.
November to now, so
it
that's
took
like
me forever to finally comfortably talk about Spider-Man: No Way Home. Like
Oh,
even
man.
after the even after like that initial, once it's out on Blu-ray, we can talk about it. But it took me a while to finally be able to talk about that or Endgame and Infinity War.
That's fair.
So it's one of
Yeah.
those tricky things where it's like you just have to use your best judgment. At this point, I can't even say that because Dakota hasn't seen it yet. But it's one of those like if you haven't seen it by now, eh.
What?
But some people just they're busy with life, they're busy with work, and they just don't have the time needed to sit down and watch movies anymore, and that's understandable. But
Life is just so
You
busy
talking
now.
about the Christmas special or Guardians?
I'm talking
Christmas
about
special.
for the example I'm talking about here, I should have specified. I'm sorry, Black Panther.
Oh, okay.
For the Christmas special, even though they came out like a week
Ooh.
apart, I'm still hesitant to talk about spoilers to some degree. But at the same time, if we're doing a discussion about movies and TV
It's
shows like
hard
this,
to
you can
avoid
expect there to be
spoilers.
spoilers.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Christmas special. I was like, that's been out since November.
Yeah, that thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna drop the hammer right here. Mantis is Star-Lord's sister.
And yeah, I was so like it for
And
some
that
like
scene
that
was-
warmed
that-
my soul. Like
That
to,
scene, like seeing her fear and telling him, and especially after everything that happened with Kevin Bacon, Mantis, that's the best thing anyone could have gotten me for Christmas.
yeah.
I have a sister.
That was so sweet.
I'm just like, I just want to.
It was nice.
because I feel like Mantis is such an underappreciated character.
Hey, their adventure on Earth was great, though. You know
Oh,
where
it
the
Yeah,
one-
I loved that. Yeah.
Wait till y'all see
Matt's is
Guardians
using
3.
her powers to get money. That was great.
Wait till y'all
Give me
see
your money.
Guardians.
And the map. That was cute.
God, like it was such a happy, warm moment. Them like Mantis being like, "This is how we're related." It's like, oh.
And that Christmas song at the beginning where they're going through like the lore of Christmas, it's
Yeah.
like that's not even close, dude. What are you talking about?
When they were talking about Santa Claus.
Yeah, I enjoyed that so much.
And then Kevin Bacon came in and sang in the second part. I was like, you know what? I love this.
Mm.
It was good.
I will spoil one thing for y'all. Rocket's gift is never explained.
What was his gift? Because I think I understood it when I saw it.
It was Bucky's arm.
Oh, it was
Yeah.
Bucky's arm! Yes, it was Bucky's arm.
It was
Because he always wanted it, right?
He wanted Bucky's arm
because he
so
made a
bad.
comment
really?
in-
It was
he made a
Bucky's
comment
arm,
in
yeah.
Infinity War. How much for the
Yeah.
arm? Oh, I'm getting that arm.
Yeah,
they-
and he
they-
got the arm.
They didn't talk about it once in Guardians.
Nope.
Oh, but I'm
To
so.
be fair, the movie hits the ground booking it.
Okay. I'm excited to see the new Guardians.
Oh yeah.
I'm very excited to see it.
I will say Guardians of the Galaxy 3 has cemented the Guardians trilogy.
Ooh, that makes
It
me
is in the
very
running for the
curious.
best non-Avengers trilogy.
Oh, them's fighting words, Nate.
Wait, it's what?
Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 puts the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy in the running for the best superhero trilogy of films.
You know what? I actually did like 3.
Oh, you
That was-
you actually saw 3?
Yeah, I saw 3.
I thought I was
For
the only one
me-
here who saw it.
No. For me, I have this thing because
You know what? Didn't you make a comment on my tweet when I said I was going to go see it, and you said, "Tell you how it is"? Or is that something
yeah,
else?
I watched it after you watched it.
Okay. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Because it's like for me, it's like whenever a movie comes out, because I'm scared of spoilers, I watch it the day of. I don't care how much money I spend. I watch it the day of. Like especially with Endgame, I nearly dropped $100 just to get good seating, and it was
What kind of
2
theater are you
nights.
going to? Where you're spending $100 a ticket?
Well, to be fair, the movie was. I got to see the movies 2 days before it was officially released.
Oh,
So I paid money.
you know what?
I
That's
dropped
fair.
money.
That's fair.
And I've been like, I don't know, ever since the first Avengers and every movie of, I've seen it the day it comes out or maybe the next day after, only because it's like I'm so scared of spoilers that I drop money on it. Whether
I'm-
the movie is good or bad, if I'm interested or not, I just go.
My thing
I
is,
just don't have the time to do that.
especially when it comes to the Marvel movies, my biggest thing was I have to see them because around, I don't know how it is where you guys are at, but around here, most movie theaters do like a Thursday premiere starting at like 4 and 7. I always try to go to one of those two showings on that Thursday for the big movies like this.
Mm-hmm.
But here, like just because like I feel obligated to go see these movies as soon as possible, just because Marvel fanboy, just comic book, and just did like these movies are my thing.
Same.
But here lately, I've gotten more relaxed about that. Whereas if I see it opening weekend, I win. But Guardians, I saw that Saturday, and yeah, it was really good. I was planning to go see Fast X today at 4:30, but I said, you know what? I don't feel like going anywhere.
For me, it got a little easier because of my new job. I work in a plaza that's where the movie theater is. So I literally walk 2 minutes and there's a theater.
Oh, you
So it's
lucky.
gotten easier for me to buy
lucky.
tickets. So I clock off and I'm like, "Gah!"
Bye. I'm gonna go watch a movie
Literally.
now.
And because-
my whole issue is the time, and it's just me. So
Because
Nate can go for him alone. I can't do it. I hate going to the theater.
You think I
alone.
like it?
Hey, you do it. I just can't do it half the time.
I suck
man.
it up, Buttercup.
I just have
But also,
issues.
isn't like your local theater like the closest one like an hour away?
What?
I thought you said like the closest theater was like an hour away,
No,
or is that the IMAX?
it's the IMAX.
Okay.
No, I have a theater down the road, but it's nothing to write home about.
Let's go see Guardians of the Galaxy. Listen, if we could teleport, or if we had dimension doors, or portals, I
I'll
listen.
be watching the movies with all of y'all.
Let's go, movie night.
You would not want me in your area. Like with my friends here, I'm like, all right, Marvel. I will buy all your tickets. I have a bad habit of doing that.
Yeah,
Be
me
like-
too.
I'd be like, all right, you guys have no plan. I'm a terrible person. I'm like, damn, how do my friends put up with me? Can't confirm, Pigeon. She's like, it's true. She will drag you to a Marvel movie. I do. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
here's my thing. You're saying this like it's a bad thing. I'm over here going, best friends, yes?
Like I will call you, let's say like Dakota, you're like, oh, I have to go to a family dinner. I'll be like, hey Dakota, I just bought movies this time at this time, and you can just buy me popcorn. Hang up, and he's gonna be like, what? He'll be like, what? I'll be like, yeah.
All right. Teleport me. Let's go.
I'd be like, bye.
I'm sorry, Pigeon. I'm sorry to all my friends that I
No, it's like it's not that I hate the theater alone. It's just like I don't have anyone to bounce that excitement off of there.
No, I get it. It sometimes like when you're watching a movie for the first time, you want someone to like in that moment while you're in person and be like, dude, did you see this part? Dude, did you I never shut up. I'm sorry.
Best example I can have of that recently is with Nate when we actually got to go watch a Dragon Ball movie.
Yeah,
It's like,
he,
oh
when
yeah.
he came to visit me for my birthday with some other friends came out for my birthday last August. He came down 2 days early just so we can see the new Dragon Ball movie together.
Oh,
And
That's so cool.
and that was a good time. My biggest regret is we didn't go see Beast together as well, because Beast was a fantastic movie.
People would have loved Beast too. Yeah.
just to drop the bomb on Pigeon, we already got our Spider-Man multiverse movie tickets.
Across the
Oh,
Spider-Verse.
yeah.
Congratulations, you found out right now this very second.
Congrats, you're gonna go see Spider-Man in 2 weeks. Yeah!
She's gonna be like, what? She's like, why do you do this to me?
Don't I get her
No.
saying this?
no, not even my cousin's good at saying this. I'm like, all right, let's go. I bought his matching t-shirts. Well, I guess
Oh.
I got it. Well, I guess I got no plans.
No, I don't.
But
God, makes me wish I
the
lived there too.
Christmas. Oh God. If you guys did, I am like the coordinator. I'm like, guys, it's coming out now. We're buying it day one, right? But
You say you're the coordinator? Ma'am,
the coordinator.
I'm on top when it comes to scheduling shit.
But the thing is, like, I get overly excited when it comes to Marvel movies. Like,
Now, is
when
it just Marvel
Endgame,
or does DC have a say in this? Because you know the Flash is coming out in a few weeks.
oh
And
my
I know-
God,
I know-
Michael Keaton.
I know you've been seeing
Yeah.
the reports coming out of that movie and like the reception behind from everyone.
I do not want to support that Flash movie because of Ezra Miller. I
Absolutely,
don't.
absolutely. But at the
But
same
when
time,
I saw
the
Michael
movie-
Keaton, I'm like, you guys really gonna make me visit the devil now? I'm gonna
Yeah,
do
it's
it.
a
I'm sorry.
conflicting thing. And then that whole report from the executives, like, yeah, we'll just, gosh, man, that
that
is
was
not how
stupid.
that.
So one of the producers or one of the executives for this movie actually had the audacity to come out and say this movie is so good it's going to make everyone forget the trouble that Ezra Miller caused. It's like that's not how that works.
No, it doesn't. I'm sorry.
Like I want to see this movie and I'm probably going to, but I'll go see it at the shitty ass theater here. It's like 15 minutes from my house, but it is one of the worst theaters around here in terms of quality. I will go to that movie theater instead of the good theater, but
Yeah, it's just curious, just because the reviews.
I'm literally on the wall because on one hand, it's a comic book movie. I'm interested, and everyone's saying this is the best comic book movie of all time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, and it does look really,
Yeah.
really, really good. Plus, it has
I
my
was-
it has my two favorite Batman actors in it. It has Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton. Come on! But at the same time, it's Ezra Miller, and we've seen the bullshit he's been causing for the past 5 years, and no one wants to support that. But the movie
I
looks
don't know
incredible.
what's up with them. I don't know what's up with Warner Brothers and supporting actors that have just been doing shitty things. Like, how can you back them up?
But
Like, like everything going on with Aquaman, with Ezra Miller. Like, but like I said, I am gonna bite the bullet and I am gonna watch it because Michael Keaton's my Batman.
yeah,
He
cool.
was my Batman when I was growing up. So I remember I was telling Pigeon and my other coworkers, I was like, Michael Keaton's coming out as
Yeah.
Batman. I was like, that's my Batman. Your Batman sucks. That's my Batman. Not that, not that especially Robert Pattinson. No shame on him. He actually did good.
Oh, he did great.
You did great, but
Oh.
that's my Batman. But imagine my face, because I literally thought that Michael Keaton was getting his own standalone Batman movie, and I was ready for it. I was like, is Tim Burton gonna have a hand in this? Like,
what was
this
supposed
and
to
that.
happen was the Batgirl movie was supposed to kind of be a passing of the torch type deal because Michael Keaton was supposed to be very involved in that movie, like as Batman. But then Warner Brothers, went through whatever they were going through, and they canceled the Batgirl movie.
Yeah,
But
Cancel that movie, but keep this one.
that makes no sense. But
here's what I want to see come out of this movie, and it is the longest shot ever. But if this happens, so many people are going to walk away happy. But I don't see it happening. But if it does, oh my god! So everything happens in the movie, Flashpoint, blah blah blah, and he comes back to like the normal timeline. He fixes everything, but you don't see his face in the entire movie, like for the whole scene, and you hear him talk, but it's not Ezra Miller's voice.
I would be happy.
And hold on, Dakota knows where I'm going with this. At least he should.
Yeah, I think I know where you're going.
And
with
he's
this.
like, why do I feel weird? Wait, why do I? This is all right. Oh, I have a headache. What the hell? And it's like a first person view. Like you just see him like just doing whatever. And then he walks to the bathroom. He's like, I'm gonna go wash my face off. Walks into the bathroom, turns the water on, wipes his face, washes his face, takes the towel, dries his face off, and then it pans up, removes the towel. It is Grant Gustin, the actor who played Flash in the CW TV series.
That would be the best case scenario.
And then he'd be like, I fucked up. Credits.
That would be
Yeah,
the best case scenario.
That would be good, but I just don't
it's
see
not-
that.
It's not going to happen. But
He's
God, if
literally
that did
just
happen.
wrapping up the role to jump in.
He's finishing the role here to take it over here.
Yeah.
Didn't they say that was going to be Ezra Miller's last time playing as the Flash?
We don't know yet. We don't know yet.
Hopefully it is.
Hopefully it is. But the big thing that they're talking about is they're not going to announce anything about that until after this movie comes out. But I don't know. We'll see.
They better make it the last appearance after they got rid of my boy.
He's still salty that we don't have Henry Cavill anymore, though, to be fair, I agree.
Wait, is he officially out of DC? No.
Oh yeah, that was announced like 2 weeks before James Gunn was announced to be the CEO of DC Films. Yeah, granted, they said he could come back in the future. But we'll see. We'll see what comes out of James Gunn's DC lineup. I'm cautiously optimistic.
What? Like I said last time, I haven't watched a single DC from Suicide Squad and everything. I saw Batman versus Superman, the Justice League one. I was like, with that one.
You need to watch the Suicide Squad.
Much better, yeah.
The one with Idris Elba in it and John Cena.
Okay, I'll do
Then
that.
you need to watch Peacemaker.
This motherfucker.
Peacemaker, I've been hearing a lot of good reviews on that one, so I definitely have to.
You'll get it mainly from him. You'll get it mainly from him.
Peacemaker is awesome.
All right, then fine. It's just like because I like both Marvel and DC. I love them both equally. I love the DC cartoons so much. Their cartoons are superior. I love Marvel cartoons, but I love like the early 90s. I like the 90s, early 2000s Marvels.
Cartoons haven't been as good
recently, no.
In the past decade and a half. Meanwhile, DC has been dominating the animated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The animations ones, good, but the movie ones, I have had no hope for. But if James Gunn is really going to take over, I would give it a chance. I'm definitely going to give Peacemaker and the Suicide Squad a chance. Yes. Shazam, everyone keeps telling me to give Shazam, the first one, a chance because it was really good.
It is. And same with I like Aquaman. You know, Amber Heard aside, bitch. I really liked the first Aquaman.
It was good.
But as far as Shazam goes, like, definitely. I haven't seen the new one yet, unfortunately, but I really want to. But here's what I think when I think of, everyone bitching about James Gunn being in charge of DC. I love how this went from a Marvel topic to a DC topic, whatever. Look at James Gunn's catalog. We got Brightburn, which is essentially like an evil version of Superman, which was a fantastic movie.
It was terrifying.
It was terrifying, but it was really good. We got the Suicide Squad, we got Peacemaker, and we have the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, and the holiday special.
He does have good backing, so
the man knows what he's doing with comic book stuff. Now, there is a difference between working on individual projects and running a universe. But if he takes his time, like I think he's going to, I think DC is going to be fine moving forward.
Hope so.
Because
they have to get it right because they can't keep rebooting.
No. Well, that's another reason why I'm like so iffy about their movies is because they keep rebooting, they keep changing the storyline. It's not consistent. They're already doing a multiverse, and I'm like, wow, they just really jumped the gun.
Well, DC. I might be wrong about this. But when it comes to like multiverse stuff, it's not as important with Marvel as it is with DC. Because with DC, there's so many different versions of these characters.
Mm-hmm.
It's like what's Elseworlds? Is that what it's called?
It's just Infinite Earths. That's the main thing.
So, like, there are so many storylines dedicated, like, revolving around like different versions of these characters. Like the Robert Pattinson Batman movie, and the Joaquin Phoenix Joker movies, which I will never watch, by the way. They're all in this universe, but they're a part of the Elseworld line.
Yeah, they're all their own
And
thing.
so they're off in their own little multiverse thing. And people are saying, well, so is Zack Snyder's verse, which Flashpoint can just wipe all that out. And most of the actors have said they would love to come back and work with James Gunn in the future on whatever role. Like Jason Momoa would love to continue with Aquaman, Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman. I think Ben Affleck said he wants to direct a movie or movies with James Gunn, so we'll see.
That'd be interesting.
You can't judge right now because all we know are the titles that are coming out. But we know who is in charge of it. And given his track record, so far I am optimistic. Because yes, the DC movies have not been consistent. It is literally hit or miss whether or not X movie is going to be worth watching or not. And I think moving forward, that will not be as big an issue. But we will see.
Because it's like, for me, like movies being a hit or miss doesn't really matter to me. Like I said, like with Marvel, I've seen all of their movies in theaters except for the Eternals. The Eternals. It's probably the only movie I have not seen in theater. But whether movies are like flops or whatever,
you.
like whether they're flops or not, I go and see them. Like it doesn't matter, even if they end up being like a shitty movie. Like everyone didn't really like the first Ant-Man, but I enjoyed it for what it was. I thought it was good. But with DC, it's like it's not about like the story being all over. It's not about whether the movie is like good or not. It's more about the inconsistency is what gets me.
Yeah.
I like consistency.
Well, the big thing for this past iteration, I've talked about this before. Marvel was doing its thing. DC goes, Man of Steel. Okay, let's jump into Batman, get the Justice League started, and then like one movie. Like whoa, wait a minute.
That's where DC messed up in 2016. They saw the success of the Avengers, and they wanted that success yesterday. Which is why they rushed, from Man of Steel to BVS to Justice League, and it's like, what the?
It would have been like going Iron Man, Civil War, and then Endgame or Infinity Wars
in one movie.
No, like what if the MCU
3 movies?
What if the MCU went Iron Man, Civil War, Avengers, Guardians of the Galaxy?
Basically.
I would have been so confused. I'd have been like, what in the world?
That essentially is what DC did at the start of the DC verse thing.
And the thing is, that's what threw me off because I watched that movie. That's 100% what threw me off. And then ever since then, like with all the other movies, I was just like,
They're hit or miss.
That's pretty much what they did. So I don't know. I'd say I'm optimistically curious about Flash because they have not for Ezra Miller, but you have Keaton, you have Affleck.
I love what I see of the girl playing Supergirl.
Supergirl.
She looks amazing.
That's Like I said, I'm not
Michael
excited
Shannon
for
is
the
back as
Flash.
God.
I'm excited for everything else.
Yeah, fuck off, Zod.
Yeah. I was said Shannon's back as Zod, so like it's just weird, and like I'm kind of like guiltily hoping there's some other stuff that hasn't leaked out about cameos or stuff, and that would be awesome. Because like Ezra was in CW Flash too, so like
yeah, you're hoping that the report that Grant's not in this one is just a bogus
this
lie.
yeah, exactly.
Who knows? Maybe what I said will actually happen. Or what?
Best case scenario.
Well, if that happens and Nate disappears, we know
I'd be
they
like,
got him.
I'd be like,
I'm like, what happened to Tony? Did he fall?
I was watching that. I was like, "Fuck, are you okay, dude?"
He was an actor. He was acting out what's going to happen. They're going to come.
Yeah, exactly. I am.
Hey
Nothing.
guys, so I got a new job. Oops. It's either work for them or go to prison. Because I predicted their shit verbatim.
Oh,
Oh, man.
My bad. But
I don't know.
this is probably the only DC film that I'm actually gonna go see in theaters, and I hate myself for saying it, but it actually is. I am gonna watch The Flash. It kind of reminds me of this one show. I don't remember what it was, where like you arrive to this specific person's party, but then you're not there for them because it's their birthday. You're there for them because of the guest they invited. So you're just like, oh yeah, happy birthday, hi, get out the way. It's like, hi guys, how you doing?
That's a good analogy for that.
yeah, like I couldn't care less about Ezra Miller. I care about like what the movie is.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you know,
It's a
seeing
Batman
this movie you're supporting. And I just remembered one thing I wanted to end like the Phase 4 podcasts on that we never got to discuss is our overall. I hate to just jump ship from Rent, just completely just.
Hey, it's all good.
Hey, we're talking about DC right now. Cool. Boom. Here's a nuke. Nope, that conversation's not happening. Here we go back over here. So I hate to do that, but
It's like friendly reminder, we're talking about Marvel tonight.
but
Oh, it's just a
I mean,
regular episode of.
in my
Weekend
defense,
Guide.
I do have a DC podcast planned that will go
You know-
from like Superman, like 78 to the Flash.
Oh, those two. Okay.
But-
Oh God, you'd have to split that up big time.
No, we
This
wouldn't
isn't
because
called the chaotic Codpast for no reason.
yeah. But the question I was going to pose is, so we spent last podcast and this one. I know it's called a Codpast, but you know, work with me here.
I love it.
Talking about all of Phase 4, and it was a lot to talk about. But we going from WandaVision, from WandaVision to Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Like, what are your thoughts on Phase 4 as a whole, with the introduction to the TV shows and the specials, and just everything that we got? Like, what were your favorite moments? And I think we can all agree what our least favorite moment is. That's Eternals or Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the two front runners for least
So-
favorite.
What
Yeah.
are your, like, if you had like a top 3 or top 5
I need to pull it up.
things from Phase 4, like, what would you say they were?
Okay.
I need to
I
pull
Let
would
me
say it
it
was
up.
get
the
that list.
first part too.
It's like, hold on, let me go look at the phases.
Yeah, I
Like-
gotta pull up the phase 4 list actually.
My
so-
thing,
like,
like,
sorry.
I can just, while y'all are looking at that, I'll just go ahead and list some of mine off. Shang-Chi. This isn't in order, you know, this is just kind of going down the list.
Don't mind me, I'm just posting the phases in chat so I can
Oh,
look at it easier.
Hey, there we go. That
Thank
helps.
you.
It's fine.
That helps us too.
Actually, hold on, I could probably do one better.
There you
There
go.
you
The whole
go.
thing.
Yeah, bingo.
Let's see.
Um,
All right, let me pick out 3.
I really liked one. Like,
Oh, wait a minute. I know what's number one. I already know what's number one.
No Way Home,
Well, how did you know?
because I feel like that's a lot of people's favorite parts of Phase 4. I love
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
I love the introduction to Shang-Chi. Like, that movie was just fun from start to finish. It was all around like really good, and just the character. I'm really intrigued to see more about him. Obviously Spider-Man: No Way Home. Moon Knight. I like the introduction to Miss Marvel. I love the Hawkeye show. Sam finally becoming Captain America.
Just say the whole thing besides Thor. And it's like,
that's pretty much it. No, that's pretty much it. I liked Black Widow, but
I have the list.
okay.
So as phase 4 as a whole compared to phase 1, I love phase 4 because it's relatable. Like Captain America was he was a regular everyday citizen who became a super soldier. Iron Man was a very wealthy man who could afford it. Black Widow, she was, she was just unfortunate and trained from a very young age. Whereas phase 4 is more based on, hey, that could be me. Because, Shang-Chi, even though he was raised as an assassin after his mom passed with his dad, he lived a very normal life. Miss Marvel, she had a very normal teenage life before that happened. She-Hulk, she was just a normal attorney who happened to be related to the Hulk, who became, superhero. I guess in a sense, they really didn't have normal lives. Now that I'm talking about it. But it's much more relatable as in like crazy things happening to just regular everyday people.
I think what you're. I'll throw this in there. The relatable bit is most of these movies and TV shows. We saw the handling of grief, because literally all of these projects dealt with the aftermath of Endgame, except for Black Widow, which took place before Endgame. It took place after Captain America: Civil War, but
I still had grief in it.
that's the overarching theme for Phase 4. I think is grief and how to properly process and handle it.
Mm.
And it shows like the negative, like the various ways to deal with grief and loss, and how handling it the wrong way could have severe consequences. So,
actually, yeah, that is phase 4.
Which drives me crazy because most everyone was like, these movies and shows don't connect to anything. They're not leading to anything. It's like, yeah, they are.
If you pay attention, they really do.
Like, they're all really connected anyway. But,
I think that argument came about because this was one of the main phases that didn't have, a team up.
Yeah. Which now they've confirmed that, like, of the Avengers style team ups will no longer happen in every phase. It'll be like the closing of each saga.
Yeah.
Which I really like that idea. So, because
it's kind of sad because you're kind of used to there always being an Avenger movie after every phase.
Which
so you're just gonna.
I like the switch up.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's a good change of pace, meaning we'll get more like insight on other characters.
Because we've had 4 Avengers movies in 10 years.
Wait, is it 4? Oh yeah, you're right.
But yeah,
4, technically 5.
I mean,
I'm watching Tony. I'm like, what's going on?
Tony's just vibing.
I was reaching for something like outside of the view of my webcam. So
I was like, why are you slamming your head against the wall? What's going on?
Tony's finally lost it. Tony's gone insane.
He's finally cracked.
In that case, my top is going to be WandaVision. She's going to be my number 1.
So good.
It was good. WandaVision is my top because it's what led to what we got to Multiverse of Madness. And kind of like her not purposely becoming a villain, but the tragic sense of seeing her become the villain because she just wants a family. Loki,
Not just wants a family, she wants her family.
she wants her family, exactly. So that one's like my number one. Loki, because it's Loki. I don't really need a reason. It's Loki. There's a lot of depth to it, but it's
Silva.
Loki.
Come on, Silva. Just
Silva, exactly.
Is it Silva or Sylvie? It's Sylvie,
Sylvie,
right?
Sylvie.
Sylvie. So it would be. I was about to say. So it's gonna be Sylvie. Well, Loki is now known as Sylvie, season 2. Okay. And then after that, Hawkeye, because that was heartbreaking. You know, him kind of being like one of the last original Avengers, and like his backstory of how he lost his hearings. Love that one. Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac. That's like good tier acting right there. I want to say Doctor Strange, but it's more.
I feel like you can have WandaVision / Doctor Strange because they're kind of.
It's a continuation.
So.
Yeah, you're right. It's a continuation. So he's right. I guess we'll throw him there. We'll put in Wanda in the Multiverse of Madness. She-Wolf.
She-Wolf.
Scarlet Witch.
She-Wolf. Wait, hold up.
Hold up. Werehulk. Oh God.
Combining.
No, don't Werehulk us. That's not better.
This can only go bad.
Imagine if you mesh these two characters into one person. I want an art. Someone needs to I need to commission that art just to show you guys and be like, so here's She-Wolf. This is what she looks like now. She's a canon character.
And this is She-Wolf, and this is Werehulk.
Oh, gosh.
You know what? With that analogy, Hulk is technically kind of like a werewolf, except instead of a full moon, is whenever he's mad.
Just when he's angry.
Just when he's angry.
If you know his secret, he's always angry.
Exactly.
Angry.
So those would be my top. Black Panther, I have to.
I'm gonna say I like how most of those were like TV shows and not the movies. So.
Actually, I was gonna say the only ones that do not even have to be on the list are just automatically there for me is Spider-Man: No Way Home, Black Panther, and Shang-Chi. Like those ones, I don't even have to throw them on the list because you guys already know. Nate already knows.
It's like they're implied. Like, come on now.
Exactly. They're already god tier for me. So aside from the god tiers, those are my
like Spider-Man: No Way Home just by itself, just damn.
That's on a tier of its own.
It's true.
So, but yeah, those are my tops for Phase 4. Especially.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Proceeds to transform in a werewolf-like manner. That's so gross.
Howls.
I can hit you for top 3. So like though I'm gonna hit you for top 3. All right, I'm gonna do 5 because Spider-Man: No Way Home is in there. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever is in there. Shang-Chi is in there. So really only telling you 2 unique ones. Moon Knight, I love Moon Knight. WandaVision would probably be the next. And like as like a dark horse, I love the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
That one's also a good one.
It was just cute.
I feel like Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special is going to be that thing that every Marvel fan will watch every like holiday season now.
I think I'm gonna watch it next holiday season, to be honest.
Just like every October you have to watch Werewolf by Night.
I see. We're making new holidays.
Yeah.
So Werewolf by Night is gonna be a Halloween special then?
Yes. Okay.
I'm
Spoopy time.
I love
it. I like that. That's a good idea.
Gonna be like, gather around, children. We're gonna watch our yearly Christmas special. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? No, Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. Duh.
Yes, the holiday special.
We have a new Christmas song. It's been a long time since we had a Christmas song that was a bop.
True.
We have a new one.
I do like that song that Kevin Bacon sang in that.
Yep.
And honestly, the other song is really great too.
Oh, the beginning one. Now, all eyes on Dakota.
What is your answer?
Yeah.
Dare.
Well, like I said, if we're doing eliminating Spider-Man and them just because,
We're
definitely
not, no one's eliminating anything. It's just Spider-Man No Way Home. So that's like
that's what I meant.
borderline obligated to be on that list.
Yeah.
Oh,
If it's not on your list, get out.
no, I don't know. Out of all of these that were in here, I liked Strange probably at the top of my list for the movies. Loki was good for the show. Liked Eternals just for Nate.
I'm gonna punch you.
He's like, just to spite you.
Please
No,
note,
probably.
please note, we here in the Chaotic Sanctuary respect opinions, but his is wrong. Please continue.
Oh man, it's so tough to
I'm
pick
kidding.
though.
I'm kidding.
So, like, if I had to break, oh man, that's tough.
It's just the things that you enjoyed most
Strange.
out of Phase 4.
I know, Strange, Moon Knight, Loki, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Thank you for saying that. Oh my god.
Yeah, Werewolf by Night, definitely.
Honestly,
Shang-Chi
Phase
was
4,
good too.
Phase 4 didn't really have, like, it had the two weakest movies in the MCU. But everything else, was still really strong.
Yeah.
So, I can't really complain. And Phase 5 is off to a really good start, I think. I was about to say, I'm pretty sure Leota might agree.
I do. I say it with a big smile.
Ant-Man Quantumania was really good. Guardians of the Galaxy was fantastic. We got Secret
I'm
Invasion.
excited for that Codpast. Codpast? God, I can't say no more.
It's like, how do you speak?
You realize Phase 5 is not going to happen, like, fully going to happen until, like, 2026, right?
I am ready.
I mean, we'll be here.
Let me
I'll be doing
just-
this.
What movie was it? It was like, press the red button. I could press it now? Press it. All right. Let me just fast forward to time.
Oh man.
But yeah, this has been fun.
Yep.
And
Can I fast forward time without aging now? Like, I don't.
Yeah, right.
I'm just going to use a filter by 2026 and be like, I still look like this. I'm just kidding.
But yeah, that's the MCU practically caught up. We're done with Phase 1, 2, and 3, which is the Infinity Saga, and now we just finished discussing the start of the Multiverse Saga with Phase 4. So, guys, thank y'all for being a part of this.
Absolutely.
It was an emotional roller coaster.
It was in the best way possible. I love doing these, but like I said, like my biggest thing is just finding the courage to reach out to people and being like, "Hey, you want to discuss this? I got you."
Just be like, be Zordon. Summon us.
Rangers.
We will come.
If you discuss it, they will come.
Yes.
Exactly.
But yeah, obviously we're gonna end it there. It's 11:25 right now. But
don't forget about next week.
I was just about to ask, like, were y'all serious about wanting to do that next week?
Yeah,
Because
I should be able to.
I'll schedule it right here and now.
I'm a guess. Say less. Here, just take my soul while you're at it.
All right. Gotcha.
Soul.
So yeah, I guess we're doing Netflix Marvel plus Phase 2 so far / predictions. Next Thursday. Assuming all you guys are free.
Where'd Leo go?
She has
Sorry.
returned it. She has returned it.
My dogulence is barking for me because he wants me to carry him out of my room, but I'm not gonna baby him.
Oh,
But yeah, we're gonna
There
raid
he
out here
is.
in a minute. I'm gonna, close the podcast bit so we can say bye to them properly, and then I'll come back and then we'll raid out. So y'all stick around for the raid, and to everyone in the call, yeah, thank y'all for being a part of this. We'll be
Thank you for having us.
yes,
absolutely.
thank you for having us.
Always love to be a part of it.
Always a joy to converse, and to quote The Last Samurai, I enjoy our conversations.
Yes.
But to everyone in chat, we'll be right back.
Going to raid.